Ooh, hello. Testing 1 2.
I don't have a
Testing
whiteboard.
1. Testing.
Oh, hold on, wait. I think we got audio.
That
Have
should
we?
be good.
We have audio.
All right, very cool.
Testing.
And
Hey, we do.
everyone here, everyone. I think we're ready. Hooray! Sorry about it, everyone.
Thank you, Chris.
Wow, look at that. 5 minutes of me stuffing around with tech. We just had a small little visual problem there. I could have taken us off the video. I should have done that. I didn't. Just hung us out to dry like that. Hello and welcome to Rollcast Live, the TTRPG podcast that is also a live stream in your home bathroom.
Hopefully not on your commute.
Yeah, please don't watch it. I mean, you can if you get public
If it's
transport,
audio.
and in case you do, power to you. Good on you for using public transport. Welcome to this monthly stream where we are joined by at least one, but in this instance, two members of our Patreon high tier, our creme de la creme, our most generous and noble supporters. We're here with Coda and Elliot. And of course, as per usual, I'm here with Sean.
Hello.
As part of the Rollcast team. Today we're playing MÖRK BORG, a terrifying gothic game set in a world that is slowly dying in perpetual night and darkness. There it is! Look at that! We're such fans
you got
of
that sexy book. I so want to get it. The art in this thing is beautiful.
Ooh, that's perfect.
That's delightful.
Oh wow.
Oh, that is truly.
Oh my goodness.
If that's not a mood setter, I don't know.
Just to replace my picture, I just gotta sit here the whole time.
Yeah. I saw that thing outside my house last night.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, that's what that was.
Oh, you've got 6 days left.
Yay. Sweet release.
Just roll your D100. Good luck.
We have a bunch of rules set in place for us as role players. Yes, we're playing a dark game, but that means that we are approaching it maturely. We've discussed off stream how we're going to negotiate that and all that good stuff. If there are any things that you as a viewer find maybe distressing or concerning, please be a discerning viewer. Know your limits. And stop watching or listening if anything is too much for you. For those who like this sort of thing, are super jazzed, so are we. And we're going to dive straight into it. We'll go around very quickly, and we'd love to hear people's characters first. I'm not going to write their names into the stream little descriptions, because if this is a good game of MÖRK BORG, they won't last.
Nah.
No, they will not.
I got things to do, places to be. I only expect to be 20 minutes and then I'm dead.
We have played this game before, so if you want more of this, go check out our previous live streams on the YouTube channel. Shall we dive in? And let's start with Sean. Would you mind telling us about your character?
Yes, so this is a character So the fun thing about MÖRK BORG is that you can literally just roll up a character through their website. You can just do character creation. It gives you everything quite right there, and that's what a lot of us, potentially all of us, have done today. I'm playing Turn, or it is written as Torn, but it's got the umlauts on the O, so it's Turn. And Turn is an occult herb master. And the herb masters mean that they have a variety of concoctions that are at their disposal. Mechanically speaking, what that means is that I have a little portable laboratory, Turn does, which they can use 2 particular decoctions per day that are chosen at random. So they're not really a... How do we explain Turn? So he's prone to substance abuse, and he's very much an egocentric. He's down a couple of limbs, so he's only got 1 arm and 3 legs. And he is very, very personable. He does have a friend. He has lots of friends, chief of which is his Berthor, which is his best friend, which is a skull that he carries with him at all times. It is his best friend. It knows what is best for him, and no one dare else touch him. So Turn, I'm going to remember that name hopefully, Berthor. So yeah, Turn, the occult herb master. He has long, flowing, dirty blonde hair, very bedraggled look, patchy facial hair, ripped robes, ripped on, and he is yellowing, pointy teeth, jagged, missing, and he's a very, very unpleasant looking man. I kind of think of him as the Filch from the series that we now do not name, but he looks very much like the groundskeeper for the wizarding school. Filch is a way to look at him. Yeah.
Steal that actor's performance from Hot Fuzz, and you can.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Then we don't have to talk about that series.
There you go. That's a good choice.
Who was
Love
he in
that.
Hot Fuzz? Sorry.
He's the farmer's father.
He's the
No,
he was the farmer with all the weapons.
Oh, he's the farmer with all the weapons.
Yeah, he's the farmer with the weapons. See mine. See mine. See mine.
See mine.
Hey, mine. Yeah. There you go. My favorite comedy movie of all time.
There's a lot of junk.
Just a lot of junk.
Man, yeah, I thought it was a controversial opinion, but yeah, I rate Hot Fuzz way over Shaun of the Dead.
It is my favorite comedy of all time. So there we go.
Ooh,
It's
Not
it's a tough one, but it is fantastic.
I think it's better than Sean, but not by a whole lot. Speaking of controversial, no, Elliot, I'm not going to throw you under the bus like that. Tell us about your character. Are they controversial? Do they have a pet skull for a friend, or a pet skull? Just a skull. It's not really a pet, is it?
The friends. Thank you very much.
He's just an actor.
Yeah,
It makes Hamlet easier.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you throw to me then?
Yeah. Tell us about your character.
Yeah. I am playing Belsum today. He also has friends. His teeth, that are pretty much the only strong part of his body. He is, quite dexterous, but obviously in the world of MÖRK BORG, he's not a healthy man. He's been sleeping at rough for decades. Like his earliest memory is sleeping with dogs in a corner of an inn that then got chased out in the morning. So, he's what they call a fanged deserter. He is basically just a dog. he is a big dog man, but
Dog man.
yeah, he's made it work. He's lacking thumb and an index finger on one hand, but he's a little straggler. He'll survive. Also prone to substance abuse, but I feel from the opposite end to Sean's thing, whereas, this is just a street dog that is finding whatever substance he can to feel anything. Yeah, yours is making those substances for...
Hey, if you're willing to pay Turn, I'm sure he'll give you something.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I do have 37 silver. That's going to come in handy for that.
You're more than welcome.
Despite my disabilities with my hand, they're more, functional anyway. My true attack is my bite. My bite is truly worse than my bark. And,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very good.
What's your name again, Elliot? Sorry?
Belsum.
Belsum.
Yeah.
It's down somewhere.
Turn and Belsum.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Writing.
Turn and Belsum. And we have Frozen. Sorry.
Either work.
Tell us about your character.
My character is the adventurer Urgosh, and Urgosh's little vicious dog, Leech.
Ooh.
Delightful. Yes. Urgosh is a rather naive and vain young adventurer. Very young in the sense that he still has all his limbs, no missing fingers. He's got a bit of vitality to him. But the stress of everything gives him a bit of stutter as he deals with the day-to-day. And you can never tell. Is it nerve damage? Did he get dropped? Did he get hit as a child? One too many fights he's lost. But somehow has managed to make it away. Was it all of them? All the above? Paint chips. But, and he's notoriously, he doesn't imbibe in much for narcotics or other drugs, but he is drunk at breakfast. Every breakfast. And Leech is this little mangy looking thing that is nothing but scraggles, knots, and dirt that seems to just always be finding little bits of silver, anything that's shiny out and about. but only ever listens to him. Imagine a Chihuahua with hair that's probably 6 inches long and just as vicious. But
That is good.
he's never far without Leech.
Leech
I think
is a beautiful parasite on our world.
What I love as well is like I feel there's this thing of like you're like, oh, you've got all your limbs, man. You've got no life experience.
Exactly, and that's just the tagline. He's naive. He hasn't learned the hard way yet.
You haven't lived until you lost a limb, mate.
So to quickly go around, just so our audience remembers of our characters. Turn,
Yes.
Elsum. We have Leech. And
Leech is the dog.
Leech is the dog, and
Gosh.
Urgosh as
I
main character.
I totally forgot what I named my skull, by the way. So
You can rename it now.
I was going to say I'll give it a different name once I think of it.
How about we call it Skull?
You know what? It's it'll come up. It'll
Okay,
come up.
Okay.
It'll just come up. There it is.
So we have our equipments. Adventurers, we are ready. We are ready to strike out on an adventure in this terrifying nightmare world. Let's dive in to more. And to set our tone, I'll just read this lovely little intro from the book, which I think sets the tone quite nicely. The wind from the west, from the sundered land, rot rides it, and the stench of blood. Cursed war, will you travel there? To the valley of the unfortunate undead? Our young ones are taken by their child thief, Turgol, known for his vile crimes and alchemy of flesh. Distances shift. Paths between places warp, as if this pale, lightless world possessed a will and bitter life. Its mercy curdled to wrath over a too long age. Who are you? The grave robber with silver glistening between cracked fingernails? The mystic who would bend the world's miserable heart away from its inevitable end? Most likely, it makes little difference. No one has seen the sun in years. The old care more for sacrifice and god offerings than their bawling spawn. Doomsayers are proved right time and again and embraced by hidden powers. Maybe it's best to surrender, to trust your own instinct and skill rather than the whim of dice, before all is drowned in welcome silence. Life locked and falling dark. We begin with a question for the three of you. How close to the end are we? Is it within a year? A half year? A month?
I always like it to be like very, very soon, but I am totally, as Elliot knows, yeah, like for me, I would say end is nigh, but I'm happy with what if other people have differing thoughts.
We're not meant to survive this. The end
Hurrah!
is nigh is acceptable to me.
The end is.
Also, Elliot, how dare you have my best friend behind you on the wall?
Oh.
All right. Let's do a quick roll. See what we get. We got a 1.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
truly
right.
is nigh.
Wow.
Let us advance further
Crit
in.
fail on the end.
Let's
Embrace it.
roll a. I'll have to do a custom roll here.
77.
Yep. Let's roll.
Just pendulum that one straight back. Well, stream's over.
Yeah, the event happens. We're all dead. Good stream, everyone.
20.
Good stream.
Speed running MÖRK Borg.
Probably be 26. Ah, perfect. This is the psalm that I wanted. Actually, this is actually really fortuitous.
They're like songs. They're psalms.
So this is a beautiful psalm. From the Nameless Scriptures. Psalm 2, verse 6. And she shall see him grow stronger, and she reveals herself, and all shall be slain. At that stage of the world.
Oh, wow. That went quickly.
She shall see him grow stronger, and she reveals herself, shall be slain. Psalm 2, verse 6.
Jesus.
It begins.
And all shall be slain.
Gentlemen, you are on your
Yes.
way. You are in the northeast. A treacherous road. Up a mountain. It is cold and windy. You are in a cart, pulled by a horseman and his 2 animals. You have paid for this travel because you are here for thrills and adventure. Why you seek out adventure in this awful world is for you to know. But you know that up this mountain, up this hill, once you reach the top, you should find a shrine dedicated to one of the long forgotten dead gods and their aspect. Let's have a quick scene inside this cart. How are the 3 of you, or 4 of you, with
5 of us.
Oh, 5. Oh. How are the 5 of you sitting, and what do you look?
So Turn, wearing his tattered, grey, gross robes with several holes and tears and stains emblazoned all across it. It's foot length. He doesn't wear any sort of armor. He's got his long blonde hair, which is down matted across his face. And as he sits in the cart, he places his staff down by his feet. And he looks, he goes, Teardrop, you just stay right there for the moment. Daddy has to work. And he, from around his, weirdly enough, from inside his robe, he pulls something that you, just from looking at Turn, you wouldn't think that he has a myriad of pouches and pockets. It doesn't seem quite possible, but sure enough, he pulls various amounts of little pouches and stones and various bits of materials, and he gets to work on his daily routine, which is to create certain decoctions. And mechanically, what that does for me at the beginning of every day, I have to randomly. Chris, can I get you to do this for me so it's
mate.
not in my... Can you roll me a D8 twice?
Yes, I can. A D8. Got you a 2. And then another 2.
Just for fun, do another, do a different, so 2 and something else.
5? I rolled 3 2s in a row, just a quick heads up. So 2 might be what it wants from you. So I rolled 3 2s, and then you 5. Yeah.
So a 2 and a 5.
Okay.
So what I do is I can create out of my list. I create 2 particular decoctions, and he decides today. Yes, I think I'll make spider owl soup today, as well as Zemul's vapor. Yes, that will cure what ails you, and I won't tell you what those do. But he voices them out loud as he and as he works, he'll take moments to stare at the two of you in turn. Just the weird, uncomfortable eye contact, which doesn't necessarily seem like he wants something from you, but weirdly, it might be calming for him. And that's turn.
He say and he mumbles and.
He's mumbling every now and then. He'll turn to Teardrop, and it's like he's taking him through the process. Right now, see, Teardrop, what people don't seem to know is that when you're making spider owl soup, you don't just use any spider. No, first of all, they must be living. No use using a dead one. Part of the attribute that makes the spider owl soup so potent is they must be screaming when they go in, and nobody knows how to make a spider scream better than Turn. I'm very good. More bullshit like that.
Oh, good. Yep.
I imagine as Turn sitting there talking to Teardrop, out of Ergosh's pack is you see the little head of Leech, this mangy little mouse, mongrel, sticking up and open. Leech, you can't eat that one. That one is his. And Ergosh is in what looks to be kind of rather clean, medium armor. It looks almost a little big on him. He looks a little bit younger, and he's much to probably it. This is kind of playing back to what you're saying about having all his limbs. He's wearing these fingerless gloves, so he very clearly is almost like showing, like he knows, like he's still got all his fingers. You see that he's wearing bracers, and the bracers only come down and they reveal kind of like the elbow and show that he still has these limbs. These are not prosthetics or weird things that replace the natural body. He doesn't know that that's not a good thing to display. And Leech is just sitting there over his shoulder, kind of growling as he looks over at Teardrop. Just, no. He might help us, but he won't if you eat his skull. And just kind of stares and looks between you and the Teardrop, and he just doesn't quite understand exactly what Teardrop is, other than just the skull that you seem to be talking to and be speaking to at very good length. He might look at you as he might look at a teacher.
I think Turn will look to you, and say, "Do you have a question? Are you curious about the ways of Turn and his marvelous, wonderful laboratory, or perhaps a question for Teardrop? Do you wish? What is the reason for your piercing gaze, friend?"
He looks and he's just trying to keep the little one from eating your teardrop. But now, if you have alcohol in that laboratory of yours, that might settle the stutter.
Oh,
Alcohol. Who said alcohol?
So at that point.
And Elliot,
I'm just.
That's a good time as any.
Like, I was just zoning out, my character anyway, zoning out, like, you guys are just, may as well be talking French right now as far as he's concerned. But, there are some words that he did understand, one of them being alcohol, and like a dog, his ears just pricked up, and now he's just staring straight ahead, salivating, and resume the scene. Alcohol?
oh, no. Alcohol, no. My friend, addiction is a very dangerous thing, he says as he wipes his nose and holds a concoction up. But I do have a number of these, and he pulls a bubbling green liquid that he's just recently poured into a very dirty, cracked flask. This is miles better than any alcohol. Would you be willing to part with it for you for 5 silver, if you have it?
Belsam just throws the silver at him and just snatches it and drink.
All right. Now I need you to roll a d20 for me, Elliot. And I
Player
need
combat
you,
before we leave the cart.
this is you have to beat a 14
on just any roll. Or
Yeah, just
a raw 20.
Just a straight d20.
Crit fail.
So
Oh no!
I'm going to read you this. This is Azemiel's Vapor. Pass a DR14 test or severe hallucinations for D4 hours.
Good start.
4 hours.
Yep.
So you roll a D4.
Oh, okay. What a great start. One time a crit fail is a good thing. Yeah. So
All right,
I'm hallucinating for an hour.
for an hour, you will be hallucinating. These hallucinations can be fun. So see how they go. I'll turn you up a touch, Elliot.
All right, no worries.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right. Don't apologize. Good. Okay. You ingest the vapor and
Oh, not alcohol.
Oh, no, much more potent. But has a bit of a kick, doesn't it? Yes. Oh, some people don't quite have a stomach for it the first time, but you do build a taste for it over time, and it can be rather exhilarating, don't you think? You're
Just
like,
staring at head as your face warps and it feels like protrusions are coming from your rags, and your skull is just too much to look at, so I avert my gaze somewhere else, somewhere a bit more neutral.
oh, Teardrop, how very rude of me. Oh gosh, would you or Leech like a dishing as well? I'm sorry for being so rude.
Argosh looks over at and just sees the wide-eyed dog man, who I don't think we even got his name. We just you sold him acid and carried on. Okay. I didn't realize we were at festival, but but he sees. I'm pretty sure he looks over. Actually, he's kind of naive. Hold on, I'm gonna make a 1d2 just for fun. Yeah, he looks over and he recognizes that there's something very wrong with the dog man in the corner, and you said no alcohol. I stick with the alcohol. And he kind of looks over and he says, he kind of quietly just takes Leech and pushes him into his pack. Just like, no. Not a good idea.
What is Leech again? What actually is
small dog?
Leech is literally just a small dog, probably the size of, you imagine, a terrier. Or a small terrier mixed, like just something. He's mangy. His hair's gotten way too long. It's matted. Things like that. Like
Pomeranian, right? Would be pretty close.
Yeah, just kind of, he hasn't quite started yipping yet, but the kind of thing that, like, if you left Teardrop out for too long, and one of us wasn't paying attention,
Teardrop never leaves. And I remember now, like, everything's done. It takes a lot. The reason he has to put Teardrop down because he can only work with one arm. So everything he does is one arm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It is at this moment that the cart pulls to a stop, and the man on top yells down, "There are boulders in the way. We can't progress on this track unless you push them out the way. We find another route, and I won't be taking that, because I'm not taking this thing off the track. So clear them off, or this is where I leave you. Up to you."
Something wrong with your limbs? You don't wish to move them yourself? Get the grunts to do it, do you?
I drive a carriage. You want a destination. I can't drive my carriage to get to that destination if the road isn't clear.
I tug on Urgosh's clothing. What's he saying?
Hold on, you were a bit robotic for me.
Was I?
Yeah, his connection's
no.
dropping a little bit. Oh no.
How bad is it?
And this is
Oh,
kind of
it's-
very apt for the hallucinations that
Yeah,
Belson's
actually.
having.
I know, right? Oh, okay. He's evened out a bit.
Doing all right?
Nope.
No.
We're getting full Daft Punk here.
Oh,
I
Oh
good
no.
man.
Oh,
the tech
my.
goblins have ran off from Chris's abode and has made its way to Elliot.
Yeah.
Electric gremlins.
Try
and
now,
say something
Elliot.
again.
Yeah. Yeah, it all looks good on my end. I'm sorry to say, I don't know what else I could do.
Now it
Is
works
it
fine.
Still,
Yep, I think
No.
you're
it's
better.
good now.
I think you're better.
Yeah, you just.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
Perfect.
slightly getting back to where it needs to be, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I might have had a brief dropout because
Yeah.
even my speed test says I'm pulling 250. So
Yeah,
anyway,
might be my end.
all right, cool.
You said you were tugging on
No,
Urgosh?
Tugging on Urgosh's clothes, and what's he saying?
He says that there's rocks outside in the road, and they need to be moved.
Move rock.
Move rock. Move scary rock.
Okay. Am I able to do this? Is there something I should roll for given my current disadvantages?
I
No.
imagine we just kind of pop out and
if
take
you-
a look
if you
and
wanna-
see.
If you want to head out, you find yourself in a perpetually dark roads. There isn't anything to the left or right of you. Blank kind of mountain cliffside. For a visual context, think of the kind of hilly, the hilly kind of angles and mountains of Ireland, except without lush greens, flat greys. Or if you want a video game reference, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, the Goro Mountain, like that cliff face that Link has to climb up when he's, you know that one? Yeah, that.
Callbacks.
Yeah.
Hi, I've never played a Zelda game before.
That's me.
Oh,
Good
Anyways,
lord, man.
You sweet summer child.
That's me so much that you say that.
Do you have a Switch? Like, what's going on?
I feel like
yeah. So
Yeah, sorry.
That's the and in front of the carriage on this path, this kind of broken pebble rock kind of path. Two boulders that are roughly the size of a person. They don't seem like they're like made of it. Like if you got them rolling, they might roll out the way. Safely, probably do that. But it takes a bit of effort. It would take a bit of effort. Require you to a strong person. You maybe need to, and you know, if you don't lift with your, maybe be okay, right? Be okay, right?
my friends, I think you'll find I am otherwise unable to exert such physical labor. You have advantages over me, you understand. And he kind of like points to his missing limb as he holds Teardrop in the other. If you'd be so kind as to oblige, I would very much appreciate the gesture.
Staring blankly for a moment. I then look at Belsum again and he's like, "Move, Rock."
Move, Rock. Yes, I'll come help you. Hold, Balsam, Belsum, here. And he takes his pack and with leech in it and hooks it over your neck before you say anything. It's here. Slaps you on the chest. Hold on to him. And he goes off to go help. I forget your character.
Belsum.
Belsum. And he goes in to help Belsum move the rocks as best we can.
So for that, I would like it is a fairly routine sort of action. So I'd like for both of you make a strength roll. You're looking to get over 8. No negatives, either which way. So if you both fail, then bad things happen. But if you both succeed, great things happen, and if one of you succeeds, that happens.
Also, curiously, what are people's abilities like? For example, Turn. he has strength, presence, and toughness at a 0, and agility is -1.
Also, strength and toughness at a 0, but I got a +1 on agility and presence. Sorry, what's presence?
Presence is presence of mind. So how well you are to achieve things, how well you are able to charm people, aiming ranged attacks.
Wielding powers.
Oh, sorry, not aiming ranged attacks. No, aiming ranged attacks.
No, it is aiming.
Powers.
It is aiming ranged attacks. Yeah.
All right. I got an 11.
All right, cool.
There you go. Good, and I'll make my roll. Strength. I rolled a 19.
19, great.
Hey.
With strength and ease, you push these boulders out the way. They crumble. They roll to the side, and you're able to make a path. They roll and begin to side. A lot of noise. They bang and crash into the pitch black that surrounds.
He looks down. He looks over at Balsam. Do you think did anybody hurt that?
I
don't think he did.
Just start scratching myself.
Turn kind of like turns back. Turns back to look at the cart driver. Is that to your liking? Are we free to proceed?
The cart driver spits at you and whips his horse.
Oh shit!
And
he immediately starts.
Yeah, the both of you quickly have to get yourselves in. It doesn't require a roll, but tell he has about him.
As is the way of the land.
It is not terribly much long. Yeah, lots of people. It is not long until you reach a flat clearing. This flat clearing has a stone tablet trapdoor device that is raised up already. And surrounding it and working with it, or using it rather, are 2 undead zombie-like creatures dragging corpses down into the maw of it. Both those who have had experience know that they should have been alerted to you by this point, and they seem uninterested in you.
Have they even looked our way, or they're just completely ignoring?
They are completely ignoring. Blood seeps from and bile kind of bodies, but nothing stops them in their task of dragging corpses further into this gaping simple stone trapdoor. You're on a flat space. Art sits there, flat. Zombies are dragging corpses in.
Is this our destination? Is this where we were intending on going?
Yep.
Great.
Ooh, this is perfect. You, you can. I wonder what they have down there other than corpses.
Yes, what exactly are they? Teardrop, what do you think they're hiding? What do you think they are keeping? What do you think lays beyond the rotting corpses? Treasure? Or ingredients? Yes. Long lost decoctions that we have ached to make. It must be. What else could it be, Teardrop?
Ooh, I wonder. I heard stories that in shrines they make alcohol.
Any
Any?
yes.
Sorry, anyways.
Yes, alcohol, drinks, libations, whatever your mind desires is down there.
We go. We go.
Ah, yes.
We
Lead
got a
the
little
way.
dog, we got a big dog, and a skull. This is gonna go great.
Lead the
Yeah.
way, friend. I'm right behind you.
Those are instructions he can follow, and yeah, I take his instructions.
Great. You make your way out of the cart. The cart driver. Are you all disembarking?
It's presumably that if this is our intended destination, I imagine the cart driver's pretty much taking off as soon as we're out of this thing.
Yeah, that feels apt and smart.
Unless you want to keep him there somehow.
Oh, somehow.
You can bribe him, tempt
No, I know.
him, hurt him, break him.
I sure, why not? I'd sit there as we hop out. Just how much for you to just stay and wait for us?
30 silver.
Ooh.
That's more than it cost for us to get here. You 15.
Okay. Roll for me a difficult presence test. Tempter's charm.
Perfect. Alrighty.
Give him
I got a
presents.
16 because I rolled a 14 plus 2. I have a
Right.
plus 2 to my presence.
Nice.
That is
Nice.
that would be he is very he goes, all right, fine. Where is it? 15.
I take 15 gold, or I take 15 silver. I take out 7. 7 now, and 7 from the door when we come back.
He nods, takes it, weighs it, sequesters it in one of his coat jacket pockets, and sits there with his as wind whips by on. Hear the sound of it run across the open trapdoor, the stone slab trapdoor on top of this.
Greed gets the better of everyone, doesn't it, Teardrop? Yes, yes, everyone has a price. Everyone has a price. As he's kind of turns away from the cart driver to follow at a generous distance behind Belsum.
Urgosh will pretty much like kind of bridge the middle ground between Belsum and turn as he pulls out his short sword and opens the flap on his pouch so that Leech can peek out and be ready.
Very good. Sean is turn equipped with anything in his hand.
So basically the way that Turn has equipped himself is he does come with a staff. However, it is placed on like a little. There's 2 straps on his back that it fits through, a la Donatello from the Ninja Turtles for a reference that we can all get behind.
Yep.
And because his one arm is used for cradling and holding Teardrop. However, reading through my equipment, the one thing he also does have is he has fur armor. And I imagine that as just almost like a cape, a long cape coat that is draped over his tattered robes. Because he does come from a land of ice and fire, not that one, a different one. But a very chilly, blizzardy, awful place. The old frozen ruins. So yeah, he's barefoot. He's holding Teardrop, and he's got the fur rugged across his shoulders, as well as the concoctions. You can see little on a belt that he has loosely around him, a few kind of jugs and beakers that have a few liquids in them. One of which is the one that he also gave Elliot, because I only get a D4's worth. Actually, that's a good point. I'll roll a D4.
All right. And then for Belsom, how is he equipped? What does he look?
Has a knife, scale armor. Oh, I have a bomb.
Oh,
and
probably useful.
Yeah, and a toolbox with various things. Yeah, pretty well equipped, actually, surprisingly.
Great. You make your way up to the lip of the shrine, where the trapdoor is, and I will ask for everyone to make a presence roll to perceive. A difficult roll. 14.
Alrighty.
That's a natural one.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Hey.
Come down the middle, Elliot.
A natural 6.
Okay. So the only one to notice anything about this this trapdoor is Ergosh, and how you communicate that to your peers, quote unquote, is up to you. This place is had magics to it. This place had powers to it, and this place had traps in it. Those, at least the ones that you can see in terms of this trapdoor on top of this hillside, are they have been set off. The scattered runes around the edge and lip of the hillside are faded, blackened. Their magic spent. They are not something that either A, the spell has gone off, or B, the spell is currently working. You can see on top of this is the fact that there are not just the corpse, you can see the kind of drag shapes of corpses being dragged in. Suspect that the, with a 20, you can suspect that the zombies that have dragged corpses in have done so for many, many, many. This is not just two.
Okay.
This is not just a kind of option. This is gatherings.
Okay.
Like lots of paths, lots of feet dragged in.
All right. They just lots of tracks, and they're all made by feet, dragged feet. So, so with that, you're saying I see them do that, and it seems like that the magic is either continuing to work or it's already been spent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever has happened has happened. It's lost. There's magic down.
He reaches out to Balsam, and he says it loud enough, but he's not terribly quiet. He's a little quiet considering he's seen these entities going in and out of here. These teachings show these are traps, magics. These I think they're done.
Trap.
Watch for trap. It's only when he's talking to
the first hour.
Huh?
Chris, I'm still assuming this is within the first hour.
Oh yeah. Yep. You got maybe 20 more minutes before the up
right
of player time.
Thanks for yes-ending my hallucinatory bullshit.
I guess at this point he points out a couple of the ones that look like they're either spent to kind of be like, watch for these. And he says it loud enough that Torn can probably hear him, but Torn might, being that Torn's hanging back further, might not see exactly which ones he's pointing at.
I think given my natural one, Torn is just deep in conversation with Teardrop and neglects to hear your call out.
Doesn't even hear that there's traps.
More than that, quite the opposite. Hears that there are traps. That they aren't disarmed or anything of the kind, but the wind takes away the key words. So the only word that you hear from your companion, traveling partner, Urgosh, the word traps.
There's traps. Ah, well, good thing, Teardrop. The other two are ahead to set them off yourself. Good guinea pigs, good little soldiers, and then we will simply bear the fruit of their labors. Noble sacrifice, isn't that right, Teardrop? Yes.
The wind is running the opposite way, so you hear all of that. The wind is running is back-led, so it carries his words, turns words forward to you.
So what? We both hear that then?
Oh yeah.
As we we turn and just kind of see him this little bit. Just leech. If he dies, you can have his skulls.
Turn doesn't hear that.
In that moment,
you can have the bones.
His skulls.
He has the skulls.
The dancing skulls. Many skulls.
Many skulls.
Many skulls
Makes me
floating
happy.
in the air.
Little did we know, the dog man and the dog owner are the friends here. I guess at that point he'll kind of he's looking down into this. I presume it's like a dark void at this point. There's no real light.
No light.
He reaches into his pack and kind of you hear the slight yelp as he squeezes past Leech, and he pulls out a small amount of lantern oil, and there's a lantern hanging off of his pack that he lights quickly, and just kind of gently, as he gets it lit, he kind of gently lowers it down to get a view, because otherwise we can't see a dang thing.
Yep. What you find is a staircase carved into the earth itself, and it descends deep in. You suspect that this is sort of an amphitheater or a foyer for this shrine or this temple, kind of opening space. You can see carved into the rock little notches all along steps and along the kind of in not just notches, tally marks.
Do two of those marks look rather
fresh?
Do two of those marks look fresh?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Oh,
yeah. And kind of sinewy, sticky, bloody, sticky flesh, rottic. All of those. The two marks are glistening with a kind of slick, vile kind.
What do you see over there?
It's a stairwell. There's... I don't know what it is on the wall. You might learn one. And he takes a couple of quiet steps in so as to give space for Torn to be able to come in and take a look at it. And otherwise just kind of goes down a few steps to kind of start gauging what we're looking at and how deep this is going to go.
Torn will, before he takes a few steps, as soon as he notices that there's a very all-encompassing darkness down there, he then, like, as he's looking, he's patting, he puts Teardrop down and going, one moment, Daddy has the perfect idea for this. And he clips out another vial that he has. This is so serendipitous, and he pulls out spider owl soup, which is this bubbling, gooey, black substance that's more viscous than you would potentially like your drink to be. And he slurps it down, and you can see it just like sludges into his mouth and drips down his lips. He like gulps it, and it's like you shouldn't have to force a drink down with such like strength as these neck muscles strain. And his pupils begin to go black. And his irises are just there's no white, it's just pure black. And as he peers over, I'm going to read this out. He can see in darkness, but also instead of going on the steps, in lieu of that, he places his hands like on the opening and starts to climb down the wall side instead of touching the stairs, because you can see in darkness and climb on walls for 30 minutes.
Very good.
So he's looking to avoid the traps that are clearly on the stairs.
Very well. Okay. You move your way into darkness. It's lit temporarily by the torch, but you down there, Sean?
Yeah, he's going down by the walls, and he's got a. I'm imagining that the darkness is in like a black and white kind of like it's haze. It's D&D darkness, right? Where it's not in color, it's in shades of grey.
Yes.
But yes,
you
he'll start to
have dark vision.
dark vision. Yeah, he'll start to crawl his way down using the walls rather than the stairs to descend.
All right.
I guess at this point I'm just kind of I cannot climb on walls, so I do a similar thing, except he's looking for. He looks as he's kind of holding out the as he's holding out the lantern. He's looking, and he looks to see if there's any spots where on a step you can tell someone stepped, and there's less pressure on the next one, which means something happened between that step and the last.
For sure.
And he's kind of using that to keep an eye out as he walks down. If he doesn't see anything, he carries on.
Yeah, he doesn't see it.
Otherwise, he looks over at Torn. Spider too? He's a weird one, Balsam. He's looking at Torn and commenting on how Torn is climbing the wall down.
Man, I was going to say that does not do good for the hallucinations, even though it's real life.
Belson, what do you do? Your friend, Urgosh friend, begins to descend down. The man who gave you potion is now climbing his way. He has a skull as his skull. Both of them could be taken. But not now. Maybe later.
We wait. So hearing word traps and still feeling the effects and still like being a bit trepidatious by the idea of just walking straight into darkness, I use my superior smelling ability, despite the fact I forgot to mention this at the start. This guy is also severely asthmatic, hence the voice. But he, despite this, has amazing sense of smell. So I'd just like to have a quick sniff into the darkness and see if I can get any information that way.
Great. Give me a d20, and I'm going to put this at quite difficult. So let's say 14.
Is that a presence to perceive something?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. I get a +1 to my 5.
Very good. You do not smell anything. The wind is too strong up on this top of this hill, on this hill crest. So to get a better sense of smell, you must go further in. You must get further in.
Yep.
The black, now lit by a single torch, single lantern rather, invites you in like a single eye. It beckons. Follow your friend. Follow your nose. Get out of this bright, windy area.
Yep, I just start walking in slowly, like as if I'm watching my step, but I'm really not. There's no like rhyme or reason to where I'm stepping, or like Coda said before, I'm not taking any like context clues or anything. I'm just following my nose and instincts at this stage.
Good. You make your way in, and you find yourself in a room that is a foyer of sorts. It is. You make your way down the stairs, both climbing and stepping down like a regular person, and you find yourself in a I would say, let's say 40 foot by 40 amphitheater, and the room is covered head to toe in tally marks. Ones on the steps are not just there, they follow all the way in. At the end of this room, so enter from the south side, on the north side of this room,
Yeah.
there is nothing on the east or west, but on the north side of this room, another what looks like a strange kind of rock form. If there was a door there, or if the wall is properly kind of at its flats, they have long since gone and been sort of broken down over time, with time kind of eroding a small cave in, perhaps, or something.
Oh.
But it seems your way is blocked.
It seems our way is blocked, but no evidence of where
The
we-
creatures have
we
gone.
We did not hear anything.
Yes. Well, yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely going to pique Turn's curiosity as he surveys cautiously from the walls, and he tries to get himself. He can't help it with his curiosity. He skitters a little bit closer and tries to scan for any. I mean, he's on the lookout for traps, so he's on the lookout for any sort of door or opening or trick of the light or something, or trick of the darkness rather, something that he's missing, something that's clearly there, because there's always something there.
Right. You can roll for me a presence roll. Figure
Jesus
out what's happening.
Christ.
What's up?
Absolutely not.
What'd you get?
Absolutely, I got a 5.
5. Okay. You cannot see anything. Whatever tricks this room holds, it does not avail them. Would anyone else like to roll either a presence or try something?
So, just so I understand, the room's
Yeah.
pretty much like a large, like shell-style amphitheater that goes down to a space that's blocked off by a cave-in of some sort.
Yes. 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 Quite right. Quite right.
Okay.
The cave kind of is. It should be a wall. It should have maybe what at the end of it, or double doors, or something similar. But that northern side is a rock form.
Gotcha. Folsom, do you smell anything?
Another hearty sniff in the air.
Very good. I will. That is still a normal roll. So roll for me. Presence as
19. Oh, with my plus
There
one,
you
that's
go.
30, 20.
20.
Nice.
Very
Good job.
Very good.
Very nice.
There is. You can smell the bits of flesh that are stuck to the stonework. Not stonework. The rocks. The rock formation on the north side of this room, where bodies, dirt, and boulders have taken chunks off. Corpses that they've been kind of minced and pushed through stonework, either dragged behind or pushed forward. Zombie. You could squeeze your way through rock formation if you wanted to. That's what they've been doing. You can tell that to get forward and further through, squeeze your way past the rock formation further in.
Yeah, he's dumb. He's going to do that.
Okay.
Oh, geez. He just goes for it.
Squeeze.
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 You have other options, I might add. But if Or just starts trying to squish his way in. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you start smelling and start squishing your way in. Roll for me, please. Now, do you have armor?
Yes.
Is it medium
Scale
or
armor.
heavy?
Hmm.
I believe you said it's
Yeah,
scale.
What does it say next to
Yeah.
it? It says like the how much it minuses.
Minus D4 damage, tier 2.
That's
D4.
medium, isn't it?
That's
No,
Medium is minus
nope.
D4.
I just had it.
isn't it?
Minus D4. Yeah, medium is minus D4.
Yeah, cool.
D6 is heavy.
Yeah, because I've got light, which is minus D2.
Okay. Could you please roll a agility roll as you try and make your way through? Because it's medium armor, you are at a +2. This is a normal action, but with your armor on, this is a difficult action. So you're at 14.
No.
Don't make it?
With the agility +1, I rolled a 9.
Roll a 9.
Oh.
Okay. You do not make it. However, you do cut your arm ever so slightly on one of the bits of rock that is there. Unfortunately, had that putrid corpse zombie, necrotic goo, bile, flesh that had rotted off, and you cut yourself. Please roll for me a normal toughness roll.
Come on, gotta be tough.
Yeah, it better be tough.
4.
If you're gonna
Oh, stop it! Stop
Oh.
it!
if you're gonna be if you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough.
Oh,
Okay.
A 4. Oof.
are we gonna kill Elliot on Roltercast Live again?
Okay.
Well, to be fair, the last time I was playing Death in Space, so that was kind of given.
It's kind of in the title, isn't it?
All right. Okay.
Okay. Just leaves it with that.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Good
Wonderful.
to know. Good to
You
know.
feel icky.
so-
It feels gross. It feels not good. It's like a bad time as the necrotic flesh gets in from the stone.
Juicy.
Yeah, I pull back and go to turn and it's like show him. Help!
Oh, I can offer you any like holds up the. No, I'm not going to do that to you again. I don't have anything that can help that. I'm sorry.
At this moment, Elliot, your character is out of their feud, out of their fate. They are rational and
Yeah.
Trade one
Shit.
condition for the next.
Hurts.
That looks nasty. And he like looks at it closely and like he like goes to poke it but stops himself at the last second. He's I do want to, should not teardrop. Teardrop, look, but don't touch it. Maya, but do not poke it. Also, as someone who has had a staph infection before, I know what you're in for.
Get lots of necrotic damage on a staph infection.
Oh no! As they're doing that, and Ergosh just takes this opportunity to kind of he looks at the gap. He sees kind of, ooh, that's nasty, and he starts to kind of look around and see because there's a lot of scratch marks. There's a lot of markings all over the place. Is there anywhere that the markings look different, or there's less markings? Something that might indicate movement.
no, there isn't. But I will ask you to roll a presence roll, just D12 as you round.
Okay. 18.
Okay.
Wow, you're rolling amazing.
You
No, hey, that's the thing. I'm rolling amazing at the most worthless times. I'm going to die in the first hit.
Oh,
You're gonna have
sure.
leech left over.
Me too. It's going to be Teardrop, Leech, and Elliot.
Yeah.
So what you can tell is that there are a number of ways that you could probably go past this. Yes, you could also try and shift the rocks. You would have to do this. You'd have to do this quite well. Otherwise, the rock might cave in, cause a bit of a collapse. You have to be very careful about how you shifted those rocks, and that might mean pulling out some that are quite like load bearing to make adjustments and so on and so forth. Or you could try and break your way rock face. But in terms of there being any other areas where there are less scratches, you know that you could probably, the rocks are collapsed enough that you might be able to kind of yourself out. With an 18, you suspect that the reason that the zombies are going through there is because they're pretty much it's the fastest route through. They don't have to like make an opening.
Well, makes sense, right? Elliot in a fugue, like a higher state, just beeline for it. Same, like he wasn't thinking. So same idea, right?
Yeah, basically.
Also, can you quickly remind me, just because it'll help us for roles going forward, how omens work again?
Yeah, sure. I say yeah, sure. Don't bring it up.
Is it just that you get to re-roll, or am I incorrect on that?
Let me.
Otherwise, I should have done my due diligence.
From memory, yes. From memory and omens.
Omens.
Yeah.
Find
it.
Nope, I just had it.
Not in the.
Omens. Every class gains a number of omens. You can use omens to deal maximum damage with one attack, re-roll a dice roll, yours or anyone else's, lower damage dealt to you by D6, neutralize a crit or a fumble, or lower one test's DR by 4.
There you go.
That's a optional a reference sheet for the optional omen rules for MÖRK BORG. Yep, that seems right.
What page is that?
Cool. I found this on a website, so I'll actually look through the.
I'll look through the rule book.
Just to double check that I've said that right, or I haven't found some sort of third-party optional thing.
No, you found it. I know it's just in here because I literally was just looking at it. It's just now. It's one of those things where this is a short book, but somehow you're not finding the page you were freaking looking for.
It's 37.
Nope, that's the Basilisk Demands.
However, I'll just
optional tables. I'll look.
Oh, whoops! Didn't mean to do that again. 1 second.
That's all right. Maximum damage. Reroll the dice. Yours or someone else's. Lower damage dealt to you by D6. Neutralize a crit or a fumble. Lower a test by.
I posted it in our chat, so you've got. If you want to reference it, it's there for you as well.
Very cool.
Perfect.
So those are your. That's what you've got in front. For some. Listening necrotic waste covering the most used path squeeze. Belsam has tried, squeeze his way through. Not that easy.
Failed. It's disgusting. It's grody. I'm like with the lantern. I'm able to clearly see that it's not. That didn't look good. So he's gonna kind of, with a kind of roll, he knows that generally we're gonna have to try and move this rather than go through the meat shredder that is these rocky formations with all this gore. Is there a way, because you said that we could probably maneuver some stuff, we run the risk of it caving, or we could blow it up. So then in that case, what he might do is see if we could shift one of the rocks slightly, just enough to make it easier to slide through.
Okay.
Without
open the gap a little bit further.
just enough that like the armor might scuff, it might look a little dirty as we go through, but it doesn't look like that, which is
Yeah,
unpleasant.
for sure. So the aim is so you're going to make a normal strength roll.
Okay.
And the aim, and what that will do is reduce the difficulty by 2.
Perfect.
If it fails, it will increase. Not putting yourself
Oof.
in danger. Have the chance of rocks falling in a way that's not optimal, strong enough to kind of catch and.
Okay.
Remember, we have
Let's see.
omens if you fail.
Yes, we do.
And
And
this
I
is
got
a
you did put
normal roll.
You put
so,
that in.
different
Alrighty. Where's my sheet? Okay, there we go. A normal strength roll. Let's go. Natural 20. I can't. Hold on. Let me. I will continue to take screens of that for our references because I cannot continue. And I can
like a
pull the
beast.
logs because I'm running them in Foundry, and that's the only way that. Trust me. The one that's gonna be like, you have to roll this or you die.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, well, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's a 1. Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
shocked we're living still.
I will reduce the
I know.
difficulty by 4. So you carve out basically like a. You know what? I'll just make. No, I will reduce the difficulty. I will make this a routine action. Slide through now. It is very routine. It is a difficulty rating of 8 to slide through. And even if you fail it, you still will get through, but you have to roll that toughness.
Succeed at a cost.
Yeah, succeed at a cost.
Succeed at a cost.
Yeah.
Perfect. He turns back to the others. You probably hear him, and he's just slowly shifting. It's not that big kind of rumbling sound that is when you were quickly moving rock, but you just feel just like slowly pivoting in place just to make just enough space. He's just like, I think we should be able to make it through now.
Ooh.
Easier.
Wonderful work.
And he, it's to prove a point, he'll go in first. So that is you said that is a routine, but I have medium armor, so that's going to actually take it up to a pretty simple.
Yep. So
for
agility.
Oh gosh, at least it's no minuses.
Yep, so
that's a natural 1. Here we go.
Okay. Do you want to use a moment squeezing through a rock, fam?
Yeah, that's not. I'm not looking to.
You said a natural 1, right?
Yeah.
Because you can literally negate a crit fail as one of the. You can neutralize a crit or a fumble as one of them. Or you can reroll.
So. Yeah, I'm just gonna. See, that's the question. What does it mean by neutralize?
So it's something I think that might be more for combat actually, because if you get
that's where I'm sitting there.
Yeah, a fumble means your weapon breaks or is lost, or you take double damage. So it'd be about neutralizing that. So I think that's more what that part of the omen refers to.
All right,
so it might be better to reroll.
In that case, I'm going to reroll.
Very good.
One more time.
Don't get a 1 again.
Agility. 18 this time. No.
Hey!
The pendulum swings.
Yeah. There is a moment where the world takes a breath, where your lamp oil ever so suddenly flickers out, and then back on as death holds its hand from you, stays its hand, slip through into the next. What about the other 2? Describe the next room in a second. What about the other 2?
Yeah, feeling insecure that he's managed to do it and I haven't. I go to like prove myself by walking through as well, but like I do so like a little bit more nervously and maybe just a slight bit cautiously, but still do it nonetheless.
Bar in medium armor, so it becomes a 10, 8,
Yep.
20.
Is for fuck's sake, a 6.
Okay.
Do you have any omens?
Oh yes.
You
I
will
have 2.
succeed at a cost. I am going to ask, just as a quick heads up, want to avoid this cost roll? Cost. Not a crit fail, so it's not going to cave in on you.
Yeah. Nah, I'll just go through it.
Okay. Roll for me another toughness roll.
Oof.
At
Or you could you use an omen to reduce the DR by 4 and you just pass.
that's also true. What do we get?
Oh, what did you do?
Double whammy.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, very good.
Not a crit.
You somehow, impossibly, not impossibly, but almost. What's the opposite of serendipity?
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah.
With just
Yeah.
awful luck, you place your elbow, the one with the cut, the one with the wound, right
Gross.
on a sharp point that has more of that ichor, that sticky, foul blood, and it rubs deep into the open wound, cutting it open. You again don't take damage, but there is a foul
Yet.
in your. When you emerge from the other side and look down on elbow here, right here, where you've got it, looking down, you can see that your veins run a deeper blue.
Oh.
And they
I could feel
growl
I
at
could
it,
feel
and,
the
just like,
infection.
again, pride's getting in my way here, and I'm like, you made it through. It was a fucking. I just like try to shake it off and ignore it.
very cool.
Turn is going to, like the good friend that he is, Turn will, before he slips through, he places his good friend Teardrop. He tries to like just reach the hand in first, like push him first, push Teardrop in first, and then tries to make the adjustment in himself. But Teardrop goes first because he's not going to leave him behind. So that's just a. Do you say it's agility to begin with?
It is, yes. At a difficult 8.
And I'm wearing light armor.
Right, so there's no negative.
Yeah. That's a 19 on the die.
Flip through.
Yeah, that's right. I don't even need to do a second roll. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's like actually the fact that he's not holding Teardrop. He like places a skull, like ducks down and just pushes Teardrop along. Yes, careful, you don't want to nick your cranium. Yes, just hold aside there. I'm coming. Thank you for waiting, Teardrop. You're very, very such a good friend. I don't. And he looks over at you, Betsum? Belsum. I don't know how you managed to cut yourself. That was actually remarkably easy.
Shut up.
Oh, okay, all right. Don't yell. Teardrop has very sensitive ears.
I growl at Teardrop.
As they're continuing their conversation, Ergash is holding up the lantern and looking forward.
Yeah, we haven't even seen what we see yet.
In a wider room. It has 4 columns, and it is circular. It has 3 exits. One on your right, one in your left. And in the center of it, surrounded by a small kind of, like a moat or a pond, is a bridge straight in front. It will take you maybe 7 steps. So it's what, like 35 feet in front of you. About that much space past it is the exits. 40-foot room and radius of.
Got you.
There we go.
Yeah.
I can map.
I'm just using a football field in my head, so.
Yeah. So you have a throne in the center with a kind of, might find like a koi pond, bridge that leads, and
This feels like a silly question, but is the water clear or is it very much dark and we can't see in it?
Bringing your torch, see that it glistens black,
I was thinking
like
so.
an oil slick, not like mid refracts and reflects. It appears to
Ah,
have that kind, but it is, it doesn't. You can't see reflect back to you.
yeah. Well, turn, seeing, and there's nothing like on. It just seems like there's nothing on or around the throne where it is. Is there anything kind of like adorning it or
So you'd like to approach.
Yeah. Torn will
Crossing
carefully
the
and
bridge or jumping
cautiously.
over the wall. Because it is
He'll
on a
cross.
kind of. Okay. Crossing the
Yeah,
bridge.
he'll cross the bridge. He'll cross the
You
bridge.
do have for another 2 minutes up as a spider. Okay?
I thought so.
And otherwise, the lantern is the.
Yeah.
So you cross the bridge, see the throne. That's what's in front of you.
He kind of
It's
looks back.
It's a high-backed throne made of stone.
Yeah.
Kind of carved into the thing. It's the mound itself. It doesn't have legs. It has like a solid brick. Yep, and is quite high-backed and quite wide.
And he'll kind of like place. Don't say I don't do anything nice for you, Teardrop. And he'll place the skull on the throne. And as he places them on there, he'll start to like inspect the chair, touch it, seeing if like basically one thing he always likes to do is he always is on the lookout for ingredients or things that he can use in his potion. So he's looking for like he inspects the chair, tries to like pull off any metal or gold or anything. Like he really gets like handsy with the throne.
There isn't roll for me presence. Roll for me presence.
That is only an 8.
Okay. Look, this is a fairly. You do have night vision running right now, so you a routine action. You look at. There's nothing on the throne itself. Nothing embedded into it. It's a very kind of Spartan-looking throne with flat edges, hard edges, sharp kind of corners about it. But looking around the back, you see that there is a chest, a wooden chest, at the back, facing the facing away from the chest.
Yeah.
Opens back of.
Oh, compatriots, we have a winner.
As he says that, Urgosh is just kind of seeing that he kind of walked across fine, but seeing him disappear behind the throne, he kind of just walks the perimeter of the moat to see and kind of keep an eye on what he's doing. He still has his sword out in one hand and his lantern out in the other.
So you're wandering around.
Just the perimeter of the moat. He doesn't go over. He just kind of walks around it until he can see what Turn is seeing.
You can see Turn's skull on the throne and Turn facing at the chest. There doesn't seem to be anything else. The pillars are very they lack detail. They lack any engravings or anything. Why not give me a this is really hard presence check.
Okay.
Just to see.
All right.
Find any additional.
Alrighty.
Any goodies?
Nope. Almost made it. 15.
You can tell that there is detail up on the top of the pillars. but what that detail is it's probably inscriptions or something, decoration, potentially significant, but you might. It's definitely not gold. It's not definitely not anything. Just information.
He looks up and he's kind of holding up the lantern, and the lantern's light doesn't quite. He can see there's something there, but it's not enough for him to clearly see. And so he turns and just kind of at that point puts it out of his mind. Nothing. Did you find anything in there? Turning towards Torn.
I haven't looked yet. I wanted to share the spoils with the two of you. No need to be trepidatious. Come, join. No?
I take the bridge.
Okay,
He takes the bridge.
You go across the bridge.
Well,
He goes across. Ergosh is still on the perimeter.
all
Belson
right.
went over. All right. There's something on the pillars. I can't see it.
Well, we'll see what's in here first, as his eyes eye down onto the treasure. And then, well, we have all the time in the world, then we can check your little symbols if you like. Until he'll bend down and, first he'll see if it's as simple as an unlocked chest or whether there is a keyhole or something that is preventing them opening it.
There is no keyhole. There's no latch. It is kind of just shut. So it would require a hand to kind of push it open.
Absolutely. With his one arm, he will go to open the treasure chest. His eye is like bulging, and he's got his one arm free, so he uses it to exerts what little force he can muster and opens this large chest.
Okay. And where was Belsum?
I was going up to turn.
Okay. Do you want to be there when he opens the chest, or?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Both of you, please roll initiative.
Why?
So, you need to roll. Take your agility, and I'll roll a d6.
Sorry. So initiative. Why am I not seeing initiative on here?
It's
combat.
Combat initiative D6.
Typically,
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be enemies begin and then player characters begin.
That's
Just a
right.
single
So this
D6,
is
but this is individual.
And so it's agility plus D6. Gotcha. And my agility is probably trash. Yep, it's -1. That's great.
Okay.
So I get a 1.
4.
Okay. All right. As the trapped chest explodes, a fireball. Belsum, you are able to make a pretty simple agility test to flee the explosion, fire explosion. So that is a D10.
Mm-hmm.
Agility, and you have so that becomes 12 because you have armor.
Oh, so I get to roll a d12, sorry?
Sorry, yes. No, you're rolling a d20, and you need to be a 12
Oh, sorry, yeah.
for agility.
You get the chance to survive.
Oh, just. Yeah, I get agility +1 onto that 11, so yeah, 12.
12.
Don't forget your omen. Don't forget your omens.
That's very good. Sean,
Hello.
you're not going to get that opportunity.
Oh dear.
Because of your initiative.
Why not?
The explosion went first.
Yeah.
It rolled a 2 on a d6, not a 1. So now it becomes toughness roll.
Right.
This is a difficult toughness roll. You are resisting heat, fire, and it is effectively making a kind of. It's not making an attack. It's explosion.
Yeah.
I'll let you know that bad things will happen if you don't.
Oh
So this
no.
is a difficult one. So a 14. You need to beat a 14 on a 20 on toughness.
Now, question.
Answer.
Are we doing an intermission for this game? And if so, do you want me to withhold what the dice roll was?
I don't know if an intermission is fair to our audience, unless people need to use the bathroom for a bio. If you do, just say now. Otherwise, we will continue on because it is entirely likely that our anticipated 3 hours won't be hit. More can spile really quickly
At this rate, yeah.
All right. In which case, I rolled a 19 on
Rolled
the
a
die.
19.
Ooh.
Very good.
He gets to live a little bit
That
longer.
means you get to take half damage.
All right.
Yeah.
How much is that?
So originally it was going to be 2d4 worth of damage,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's now 1d4, which is pretty good. So you take, remembering that you do have armor, so it can reduce damage.
Yeah.
So take 3 damage.
Now, my fur armor has minus D2 damage, so I need to roll a D4 and halve it.
Yep.
Oh shit! Well, that went nowhere.
He didn't even know where it went.
D6. Literally went behind the computer.
Oh yeah.
So no, D4. What am I doing? Someone want to roll a D4 for me?
Oh,
Yeah, I got you.
Oh,
Hold
yeah.
on. Or
Go
go
for
for
it,
it.
go for it.
Yep. You rolled a 1.
Hey, so I only take 1, so I get 2 damage.
You do take 2.
Yeah, that's gonna 50% my health.
Or you can use an omen and roll d6 and hope for less.
That's true.
I'm gonna hold my omen for what is sure to be another attack at some point. Now I'll take the 2.
Take 2 damage as fire erupts from this chest, burning you. It hurts, but it doesn't kill you outright, which is good.
Does it blow me back into the sludge?
It does. Absolutely, it
Oh,
does.
Yeah.
It rockets
no.
the throne.
The throne? Wait, what happened to Teardrop?
Who knows right now?
Ooh.
Oh no! Yeah, Torn gets blasted back, flies back, and maybe in like the small light that's illuminating from the lantern, you hear the splash and you see just the figure of Turn like slightly ablaze as he plunges into the sludge and at least for the time being disappears.
So where does it look like for Belsum?
Belsum sees the greedy and deranged one-armed approach a chest, lift it up, and then is immediately blasted back into the sludge.
Yep.
And whilst and Belsum manages to kind of cower behind the throne. The room is lit very briefly. The detail, skulls, tops of skulls, looking everywhere before the night, the dark, back in, down from the tops of this place, the visage of death stares.
Just a drawing, right?
Hmm?
Just a drawing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a drawing. It's fine.
It's
It can't
fine.
hurt us.
Don't worry
It's
about
fine.
it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's fine. He's just kind of wide-eyed.
So yeah, I peek out from behind the throne and like sniff around and like look for evidence of Turn and possibly Teardrop as well.
Roll for me a d20 as you look for.
10.
Oh,
10. That's fine. Teardrop is largely unbroken.
oh thank God.
Largely. Chip tooth.
Chipped.
May have a concussion. Turn's head emerges from the sludge. And fucking hell! As he flounders around, and then his eyes, like he tries to wipe away with his stained hands and his eyes, and he starts to paddle towards where the chest was. Teardrop! Teardrop! Where are you?
Yes.
He has both hands still?
With one hand.
Or the other hand, yes.
And he'll
His
bring
doll's
himself.
here. And I just like hold it up for him
Don't touch him! Put him down!
and just like back away and just put it and just.
He'll like flop himself back onto the island, as it were, and just crawl until he like finds Teardrop and just starts stroking him and inspecting him and making sure he's okay. And he's just immersed and engulfed. You were right. You were right. There are traps here, traps everywhere. They're watching. They're waiting. Can you see them?
He turns and he says in the flash, in death sits above, watching us, visible only in the flash.
Does it as they take a moment to kind of like allow this excitement to die down, is there either any shift in what's happening or any clear place, opening or door or other area to go to?
It is deathly silent now that the explosion calmed away. The only sound that is in this room, small lick of flame from the explosion slowly burning itself out, and the drip of the oil on the ground. Lanterns swinging in the air. Those are the only sounds you hear. Breathing, drip of oil, small fire smouldering behind the throne.
Is the throne is on fire?
No. The throne just got rocketed. A wooden chest.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, he might.
It smolders.
Yeah. He'll. We can't really open it anymore because it's destroyed. Whatever is there, but he will attempt in a rage to kick the chest, the flaming chest, into the oil, into the river.
Okay. Sure. I'll let that happen.
Yeah.
The fire disappears. Lump sound sucks in.
Wasn't sure if fire to oil would do anything. I'm at a bit of a loss on what to do, so I'm just doing things at this
Don't
point.
forget that you've got 3 exits.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's I guess what I was asking, because I was asking what the openings and doors were, because I wasn't sure.
You still got those.
Okay, so which ones? Because I missed that.
So as you came in, you approached from the south, and then you
Yep.
have one to the north, one to the east, and one.
Okay, cool. So there are 3. There are 3 openings, 3 doors. Great. So I mean, well, I guess the question comes for the characters: would they all stick together, or would they look at 3 different places to go?
Good question.
I don't know. He's good for setting off traps.
Well, at the very least, then I mean, Turn is gonna, at least without asking, he's gonna pick up Teardrop. He's gonna like dust himself off, mumbling under his breath. Well, there's nothing here then. Onwards and forwards.
I kind of travel between each of the doors, and I see. Is there any of them? Where does the trail of Icar and corpse lead?
Trail of Ica and corpse leads to the west of this path. Remaining is the east and north. Want to continue to follow down the path of Ica, blood, and where the corpses and zombies have gone, travel west.
Good to know. Knowing now that there's skulls and kind of things up at the top, I look above each of the doors. Do I notice anything with the doors, or is it all just kind of the rest of this is a nondescript
Yeah.
The western
circular
one
room?
has no. That's a great question. The western one has like skulls arranged in a way that face down, similar to the ones top of the top
Above the throne.
of the yes. The other two are decorated in such a way that it does give the image of a skull looking, but it's implied with kind of like as you lift your torch to it, that it in what's the word, a mosaic, that the image of a skull looks back down at you, but only on the western does it are the skulls carved into the top looking as a
Gotcha.
point of distinction. The east and northern doors both have mosaics of the western one carved in, and it doesn't seem to be a new addition. It's by design, similar to the tops of the
Gotcha.
columns.
Alrighty. I'm disinclined to follow the gore to the carved one right this second. Otherwise, if the other two, he looks at the other two. The zombies went to the west. I don't know what's going to the east or north.
And as soon as Turn hears that, they went to the west. Oh, they will fucking pay for that. And he's going to storm off to the west. Literally, he's going to follow them. He blames them for the trap.
Okay.
Follow the Albatross.
You, Sean, are walking in that we have currently is Josh.
I do have a lantern in my equipment.
I'd like to light it.
Yes, I would. He will as he feels. I think maybe when he came out of the blast, that's when his vision had dissipated. So as he grabs Teardrop and dusts himself off, he attaches Teardrop to him and then grabs the lantern with his one hand and proceeds.
Very good. Just while we're doing this, Elliot, would you please roll a difficulty 6, so roll a d20 and get over a 6 toughness.
Alrighty.
Let's see what
15.
Very good, thank you.
There you go. The poison.
Also, Chris, can
the
you can you see Discord chat, Chris?
No.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll
okay.
just check.
I can't check it with.
We're just asking for a 5-minute break if that's all right.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can take a 5-minute break right now.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Let's do that as we move into potentially one of the last rooms. We'll take a 5-minute break, audience, and we'll be right back with you with more MÖRK BORG. Thank you for sticking with us.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And we are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We are diving further into this horrible, horrible temple, shrine. We just suffered through an explosion, angrily making our way westward, following zombies.
Hmm.
It's a great move. Sean, your character turn has lighted his lantern and
Yes.
makes his way into this room.
And did the others follow me, or did you go to a different room?
Just about to ask that question. Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember what you said.
Follow.
What did you do, Urgosh?
So I see him start walking off in that direction into the pitch darkness, and I, at this point, just kind of still sword drawn, hang out just far enough that it's giving him enough light to see just ahead of him, and we could just see him. But he's a little more cautious considering that we've now seen this wooden crate in the middle next to a throne explode and throw him. He's belligerent. He's looking for someone to get revenge on. So he's let him lead. He will succeed or fail.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to follow him again.
Watch for traps. And he says the traps word just a little louder so that Torn might hear him and see what he does.
And Thorn continues in.
Oh yeah, belligerently. So he's storming through. I think, and you know what? At this point, he's also like yelling, and calling. Like you can just hear him be like, "Teardrop, we will find them. We will hunt them. We will make them pay for ruining my looks."
Very good. You find yourself in a room, a long corridor. Down this corridor, there are bits of bodies splayed to the side, bits of arm and leg, torsos, blood, red, old blood, dried and caked to the walls. These bits of bodies don't just scatter in the corners where all meet the floor, but are hung, nailed, pushed, pressed, smeared, and crushed into the wall face. Some are nailed, some are smashed in, but bits of body litter bits of and happen to see chest.
I open it.
You see
Round two.
a number of hands crushed into the wall, sticking out with their hands out like this, and one of them carries in its hand, closed, a basket. You can see that the corridor goes down further, maybe about 100. So it is quite long.
Yep.
It's long enough that presume that there are more body parts down the corridor, and that your light doesn't spill out into the next. But it is just a purpose of
He will. Yeah, I think he's momentarily stopped at the sight of the basket, and he's like caught mid rant, and he curiously squints at it, eyes it suspiciously, and like lantern thrusts forward, and he makes his way over to it. His curiosity momentarily peaks, and just peers over into the basket ever so slightly, his charred and burning, singed face slightly illuminated by the lantern as he draws closer.
You can see within it, without having to roll anything at all, that there are silks in this basket. Beautiful silk. Beautiful. Folded, and the way that silks fold, layer upon layer of themselves, this woven bun.
He looks at it and he like momentarily looks over his shoulder. There are fancy things in here. If you want it, it's yours. And he'll against his he's using better judgment this time. And he's going to ignore it and blast past the basket and continue down the corridor. But he's alerted you to what's in the basket because he's not touching it this time.
This time.
Yeah. There are, for the two who follow up, I would say you're about behind. This is quickly gaining as he. What do you? Corridor is strewn with bodies. Basket. Blustering, unarmed.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to say, yeah, once bitten, twice shy. I'm sort of just cautiously following in, but yeah, I am for once not rushing to open the chest or get the treasure or be seduced by the promises of treasure or anything. I just sort of approach with caution. Now I'm a little bit more skeptical of Turn and his ways.
Turn in his ways.
Turn in his ways.
Yeah, the last time he said there was treasure, it exploded. So he's Ergash is similarly concerned, but he takes a look and he sees them. Just, if they are worth it, they will still be here when we come back.
All three.
Need not take the additional weight in when there may be more to find.
Us rotting, decrepit corpses ashed into crevices. It's a body bit stuck into stonework, masonry around. Kick past. Smell of rot isn't rot in a natural sense. Into earth. It's kind of cold. Rot that you would.
Oh,
It's decayed, but it hasn't had that warmth that comes with it baking and waste heat becoming decay. As we kind of go through, he's looking at where the bodies are. It's like, does this look like they were emulsified by traps? Is there holes, gaps in the walls?
No, and what you do notice is that you suspect that those two fresh corpses were placed here.
right. These are the recent ones are here as well.
This is a recent deposit.
Wait, they were placed here.
As in dropped off here. This is the final resting place of corpses that were pursuing. That were being by the two zombies.
He looks around. Does it smell like dung? Like, is there something here that's eating these?
Good question. No.
Okay.
Good question.
First step. Is there something bigger than me in here that's going to eat me?
Yeah. Are we being watched?
Second question. Yeah. Well, I already know we're being watched. He looks up. Does he see another visage of death?
Yes.
Oh, great. Cool. We're on the right track. Oh, each room. Just the visage of death. It's just... Ooh. Pleasant. If you look, it follows you as you move around.
He'll yeah, sorry, you continue.
Oh no, go ahead. He's you just kind of catch him. He's just they stop for a second in just a shock, staring at the visage of death that continues to bear down on the room as he watches you kind of continue to go forward.
He'll stop and he'll just be like, what did they want? And he's gonna bend over to these, especially the two most recent corpses, and like if there's kind of comparing, I guess, these two corpses to the others, like see if there's anything that could dictate or determine any like similarity between all the corpses. Is there any like defining feature or thing that determines, oh, these have been picked for a reason, or is it just utterly fucking random?
Good question there, Sean. Good question. I'm trying to figure out. I use this roll quite a lot, but why not? Yeah, make a. It's not really a presence roll.
And presence is perceiving, I guess, which can run into like, I guess, also insight or like investigation.
That's the thing. It's an insight roll, which is not really presence. I tell you what, roll a d20 and we'll make it a luck roll. It is
All right.
It is a straight up just difficult thing to. And I'll let both to both of you recognize this and see if this is both of you intuit or figure out just by osmosis why what is the common or linking thing with these.
Yeah. Well, not only did I roll a 4, but can I use my omen on this?
If you'd like. You do have two other people who are about to roll.
That's true. Maybe I can wait for that.
Perhaps you might want to. But if the other two would like to, intuitive what the common.
Sure. Once again, looking around, barely making sense of the words that were said, I just sort of sniff the air and sort of, yeah, and crit fail.
Okay.
So we get a 1, a 2, and a 4.
All right. If there was
It
anything
stinks, yeah.
about this that made sense, you cannot discern what it is.
Right.
For what it appears, there is a collection of bodies. These are not foods. They have nothing in common. There is no rhyme or reason why these corpses are being left in a corridor of all places. What the purpose of this is say.
You know what? I don't think I'll use the omen. I think like at that point he just chalks it up to corpse doing corpse things. Maybe the corpses don't even maybe the zombies don't even know why they're doing it. They're just grabbing things and really in his kind of fetid rage, he doesn't really care. His curiosity is piqued and now he again I think he even just in frustration kicks one of the corpses before moving on. It's like, they're still here. We haven't found them. Let's go.
Right? You can see light at the end of pale green light that emanates from a archway door at the end of leading out into what looks like a kind of very sterile white stone room. And there is something or something in there. You are roughly 10 meters. What's that, 60 feet? Roughly?
Yeah.
Is that right as a translation?
10 meters, 60
30
feet?
It's like 30 35 feet.
35 feet. Thank you. Between where you are and that arch. Would you like to do anything?
anyone else? I know I've been charging forward. I don't want to take over if there's something that someone wants to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going forward.
Ergosh takes a second to kind of pat down the two fresh corpses and see did they relieve them of anything? Is there anything missing? Do they still have whatever they were carrying? And were they carrying anything useful?
Get yourself 5 silver pieces
Hey.
and a
Looting the
small
bodies.
broken dagger.
And a small broken dagger. Just a regular little broken dagger.
Other than that, no, that is useful to small trinkets. That are fairly common. Are not
Nothing that
nothing that is linking or that is odd. Nothing that ties them.
okay. They just all right, cool. Check.
Yeah.
All right. They didn't just straight rob them. They got whatever they had on them. Neat. As I guess he walks through, I guess the only other thing he kind of looks at is if there's all these other like, minced up corpses, things like that. They presumably just mostly look discarded, things like that. Okay. Belson, he kind of at this point we see Torn all the way up there. Do we see the white room?
Yes.
Okay. So, and that's nice, bright, or weird, sickly,
Moon green glow.
Lovecraftian
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
It's just at this point oh gosh, kind of like sidesteps closer to a wall, and as we get closer to the light, he slowly like just dims the lantern and kind of hooks it under his back, so he's got his other hand free.
Right.
Yeah.
And
moves.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, Turn similarly he'll just drop the. Oh no!
Man down.
Man down. That'll do funny things to the stream.
Yeah, there's funky things in the stream.
Oh, he's back.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey, all right.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're all popped back into our good spots. So that's good.
There we go. We're good.
Yeah, I was just saying. Similarly, he has no more use. Turn has no more use for a lantern, but he just lets it clatter to the floor. He just drops it as he's moving, and proceeds into the ghastly white room, seething, breathing heavily, as he holds. He again holds Teardrop in his hand. Actually, I think he actually clips, puts Teardrop in one of the pouches that he has, and brings his staff out, at the ready, and almost emphatically and deliberately using it as a walking staff, but clomping on the ground, making noise, and trying to almost beckon his perceived enemies to him.
Okay. And then Belsom. Urgush is pushed up against a wall. Dimming the lantern, and Turn is not charging, but striding headlong. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm just sort of just behind him again. Like, I want to charge head first, but I'm still sort of, I don't want to get exploded again. So I'm behind Turn, but I'm advancing with him.
Very good. As you enter the room, you see a white stone flat tablet, like a operating table, in the center. At the head of it, a woman, ghostly, swaying side to side with long, wispy hair, and a kind of hunger in her eyes that is hunger that is not just for. It's not a kind of emotional desire, a want, a longing, a hunger behind those eyes. And she's flanked by 2 zombies who you've met earlier. The space between you, between this door and this entrance and her, is roughly 60 feet.
Yeah.
The rest of the room is bare, and I mean bare. There's nothing there. It's white. The green-blue hue emanates from her.
And you said there was like a working table of some description. There's like a thing, and there's nothing on the table currently.
Nothing.
But does it look like it has been used? Like, is there like any sort of stains or things like that, or is it in the same kind of pristine white clinical condition that the kind of the rest of the room permeates?
Make a difficulty 14 presence.
I love that I don't even need to think about like plus ones or minuses because I got nothing. That's a 17.
Okay.
Hey.
There are the light stains of blood on it. Very light. You imagine that with time, those would fade. They're that like gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn upon seeing will start clomping further in and say, Teardrop, there they are, look, they mock, they wait, they long for your disdain. Give it to them.
Okay. By the sounds of things, we're going into
That definitely is.
Yeah. Sounds
So,
appropriate.
we will do a individual initiative.
Ooh.
Do that. We only have 6 moving characters, so that's not too hard to keep track of.
Mm-hmm.
Agility plus D6.
Initiative.
Hey, dirty 6.
Got a 5.
Well, I got a 1 on the dice, and it's a -1, so 0.
Cool.
Nice. Do you want me to roll separately for Leech?
Yes, please.
Okay. Alrighty. Leech.
What about Teardrop?
Yeah, you can roll for Teardrop.
4.
So Leech had a 4. Coda, you had a 5.
5. Yep.
Elliot, you had a 6.
Yeah.
Sean, you had a 0.
And
0?
Right, let's these.
Teardrop has a 5.
4, 5. Okay, very good. Elliot, you act first. There are 2 zombies and 1 woman. She appears unarmed currently.
Yeah, not sure what to make of this woman. I take out my bomb and launch it at the 3 of them.
Very
Oh
good.
my god.
Very good. I forgot.
Where
you
were
had
you
the
hiding
bomb.
that?
Now let me
so
quickly
it's a-
check to see how the bomb works.
The bomb.
Yeah.
Bum, bum,
The
bum,
only
bum,
other
bum.
details I've got for it is sealed bottle, D10 damage.
D10 damage. Okay. You
I
must
think-
make a attack with you. It's a ranged attack. Presence roll.
Okay.
Do you have armor? Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's unclear whether armor takes away from agility tests in terms of attacks or not. I'm going to say. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Because it's presence for throne.
Oh, it is too. Pardon. Yes. Presence.
Yes.
So no stress there. Yeah, and that's all good. So make a presence roll. Roll a d20 and try and get over a 12.
All right. +1 to presence. Come on. Oh my god, 11 again. And
Hey.
so with the +1, 12.
12, right on the money.
Oh,
Just make it.
Just
Beauty.
makes.
Edging it in.
Whoa, this is gonna kick off potentially. All right, I need you to roll some damage.
roll well.
All right.
All right, so you'll
D10.
roll a d10 for the first zombie. We'll roll
2.
damage separately. You take 2.
Oh, okay.
We'll roll damage separately because especially if you roll like that.
Yeah.
So
Do you have
So
an
I'm
omen
rolling
still?
damage for each zombie and potentially the woman.
So you rolled. Sorry.
So I'm rolling for each zombie as well. I'll roll again.
Yeah. Just because a 2. Yeah. The zombie has armor and reduces damage by 1.
Yeah.
So it takes 1 damage.
Remember, you have the omen as well if you want to re-roll any of those.
You can also use an omen to do max damage with an attack.
That's true. So
That one.
I would be.
I've got 2 omens. I'm gonna. Sorry. Can I retroactively do that?
Yeah,
instead
I'm
of
happy
the
for
2
you to do the damage as a whole. Could you read out bomb again for me, please?
It's
Reroll.
just sealed bottle D10 damage.
You know what? I'd argue that it's area of effects. So yeah, I'm happy for you to do
A D10.
10 damage and just do 10 damage.
Yep. Done.
Great. Cool. You -1 doesn't do anything. -2 won't do anything. And she has cool. Very good. Okay. You have dealt 10 damage to all 3. The zombies blow up
Sick.
in an explosion of ichor blood. And do me a favor, please, and roll a D8. Not a D8, a difficulty rating 8. So roll a D20 and try and beat an 8.
Alrighty. 19.
19. Very good.
Incredible.
Very happy.
Just staying alive.
Just staying alive. We move on to our next actor, which is Coda.
Because he didn't before, but as he reaches the door, he reaches back and he pulls out Leech and puts Leech on the ground and just bleed. And it's the one thing he could say without stuttering. And he points and sicks the dog on the remaining individual, the ghostly visage of a woman. Otherwise, he's got a short sword out. He's not close enough to probably make an attack and pull Leech out of his pack, so he will move up, but be ready for the next time.
Yes.
Good. It is Leech's action now.
So Leech has a 1d4 bite, so he's going to, at that point, go sprinting forward, and you hear this just like he's almost foaming at the mouth. Just sprinting forward, just the mangiest little Pomeranian looking thing that you can imagine. As he goes booking forward, he's going to go ahead and make an attack.
Yes, go Leech.
He rolls a 14 to hit and rolls 2 damage.
Damage?
As he leaps forward and just tries to grab at whatever is closest. I don't imagine he's not a big dog, so he's probably he's straight up ankle biting.
He leaps forward, and what happens is this long tendril wisp of hair is what the dog bites in actual. The hair almost seems to anticipate the attacks independently, and it acts as a shield. Leech
So at that
does
point,
not
I just
get-
imagine Leech
yeah.
just
sways on and is back down. It is the creature's turn. Monsters. She draws out flail and makes an attack against.
Oh, thank
Which
goodness.
needs to make a defense roll.
Leech will make a defend roll. We're just going to remove the incoming attack information for now. He rolls. What are you going to roll? 16 to dodge.
Well, that is a dodge. There we are.
His... Go, Leech, go!
Leech manages to dodge out of the way of this giant flail as it's. And finally, in initiative,
Yeah, I was gonna say way down at 0. Yeah, so Teardrop like hanging by his side as he like I imagine he like charged as he's like rushing forwards. That's when like the two zombies blow apart. He keeps his pace going, but he's still like an old decrepit man as Leech like bounds past him and goes on the attack as they start just going at each other. And then as Turn finally gets himself up, just this guttural scream, this like screech emanates from his throat as he raises up the staff and just goes to. It's not even a crack. He just has it up almost like a javelin and just looks to skewer this person's face.
right. His face. Right.
Yes. So that's going to be a melee, which is DR 12 strength. Yeah.
That's right.
Cool. That seems apt. I fail miserably with a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems right.
Frail old man tries to beat woman with stick.
One arm, 3 toes. He's limping as he's running. He's got charred, burnt, like red raw skin. He's covered in this black, viscous ooze. His eyes are like just coming down from obviously taking like elixir. There's the jangling and the jingling of all the various pouches and concoctions on his belt. This like bellowous, ear-piercing screech, and he flat out misses as this woman just deftly like kind of almost bats him aside.
It is Belsum's top of the inning.
All right, so just please remind me of the geography of, like, just in particular where I'm at in relation to the ghosty woman.
You are maybe 30 feet. The ghosty woman. Fighting a dog and an old grizzled man with a stick, and both of them are largely ineffectual. Behind you is the corridor.
Right. What do I have in relationship to like movement? Like
It's abstracted.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think it's generally described as 40 feet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, if it's cool, I'd like to approach her and use my bite attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You're a fanged deserter.
Yeah.
Great.
Chompy boy.
So D10 to attack, D6 damage. So roll a D10 first, yeah?
20.
Oh, sorry.
You're right.
Gotta beat the 12.
19.
Good.
Oh, amazing.
Now I'm rolling good. Love
now
it.
roll your damage. Rolling
All
D6.
right. The D6 damage. 5.
5 damage.
Nice. Nice.
See how much she
It's a big hit.
soaks of that. Okay, good.
Thank goodness for that bomb.
Yeah, honestly. Cool.
Bum,
She's
bum, bum,
still
bum,
up, but you take a bite out of her. You get, like the dog companion, a bit of hair in your mouth as the wisps and tendrils try and anticipate the bite and pull your jaw away from the flesh of her body. But you do bite.
Mm.
Very
Yes.
good. I'd now like for you, because you made a bite on her, I'd like for you to make a D12 toughness roll, thank you.
Uh-oh.
D12 or difficulty
Difficulty
12.
12, pardon. So,
Toughness is a 0, so 4.
was that on a D20? Sorry, I meant.
Oh, sorry.
D12.
Yeah, I rolled a D12. Sorry, re-roll.
Sorry, yeah.
6.
6. Okay.
Not much better.
All right. So, you have any omens?
I believe I have one left.
I'll let you know what happens after this. You're going to turn into a zombie.
Oh no!
You're going to die. There is no save against it. There is no no bleed out, no broken HP or anything like that. You have been slowly turning into a zombie throughout this entire dungeon. You have managed to stave it off as every room
because
you've
I
gone
squeezed
into.
through the wall?
It was, yeah, and you kept rubbing goo into your body.
Oh,
Because that was
Yeah, my actions
zombie
having
bite.
consequences. Yeah.
And now you've bitten the queen of the zombies, effectively, ostensibly,
Oh, no.
for our purposes. And which is why I raised the difficulty. It was going to be 10, but it became 12. And you have the option to reroll. You have an option. And as a reminder to the other two players, you can also reroll people.
Yes.
Yeah, look,
Yes.
one omen left. Let's
that's
do it.
right.
I've got one omen left.
Trying to
He's
be
got
a
one
12.
omen.
What do we got, Elliot?
10.
Was your
He
reroll?
rerolled.
That was my
No,
reroll,
yeah, he rolled. The question is, how many omens can you use in a single roll?
I'm pretty happy to let him run.
Oh, that's it. That's all
So-
my omens.
Oh no, other people.
Well, no,
can roll.
that's all your omens.
will-
But
I
you rolled a
will-
10 on the reroll
Oh, okay.
because
If you-
another omen can reduce your difficulty by 4.
That is
Yeah.
true,
Oh.
and I'm totally happy
Which-
with that.
I'll do mine. It feels apt that I don't think Turn should have omens. I feel he's he's not doing so hot. So if you would like my omen, please feel free to utilize it and let's reduce that DR.
Okay.
Sure. So that's just reducing the DR, so I don't have to roll again. That's
That's right, you beat
No,
it.
so you take the 10 and it's now DR 8 that you would have had to beat,
yeah.
and you
cool.
just manage
Great.
to stave off becoming a zombie.
Yeah. As you fill your mouth with undead flesh, you pull back your sense of yourself. Recognize that you are not this creature. You are, in fact, yourself. And with that, the curse is lifted. That isn't strictly how it's supposed to run, but for the sake that you are burning through, I am going to.
Sure.
He's not going to do that again, is he?
Next up. Next up is Coda.
Yep.
Yeah, Urgish.
Urgush is not going to follow suit with his teeth, but he does have a sharp, pointy stick, so he's going to use his short sword and a bite of a different type. He is going to go ahead and attempt to attack with his short sword. He rolls a 5, so he misses.
It is Leech's.
Leech at this. He's going to, because I think the only attack that he gives him is a bite, and I wouldn't know better considering that I haven't been going through the zombie bit. So he's going to continue to do what Argosh told him to do, which is he's going to attempt to bite again. So he's going to, because all the zombies are dead. Yeah, he'll go ahead and attempt to bite.
Yep.
He hits with a 19, but he only causes 1 damage.
Which is soaked by the armor. Air.
So, at the end of the day, Leech continues to survive by dumb luck.
Correct.
Yes.
He keeps doing damage, but not to the part that's going to turn him into a Zed.
That's right.
A Z. Yes.
It is now her. And she, very upset. She is going to make an attack against the old man who screamed at her.
Aw.
So, Sean, please
Yeah.
defense.
Okay, so my defense is a DR12 agility, and that's going to be at a -1. And I no longer have an omen.
So,
This is
what
an
did you
important roll.
It is.
Natural 1.
Nah.
Natural 1.
Which
If it's a defense, the PC takes double damage and the armor is reduced by 1 tier, which means nothing because it's already light tier.
I'm I'm going to be doing a fair amount of damage here.
Yeah.
Anyone like
So-
to use an omen?
Yeah,
Don't have any.
hold on. Let me look at the omen list one more time to make sure I know exactly what. I can't.
I mean, feel free to use it for you to survive, because I feel that attacks might come your way as well.
Between me and the dog, I have enough interference, and I have medium armor. I'm a little more okay. And he already used his to avoid Rock's fall. Everything kills him, so he's gonna go ahead and use that. You will get to re-roll that dice because nullifying it's not going to save you.
No, it's
go ahead
not.
and re-roll that one.
All right, let's re-roll that.
I
Appreciate
am
it.
out of omens.
Go.
6. Fuck. Did nothing. Oh no.
Literally another one.
No, I got a 6, which takes it down to a 5. So
Okay.
It's not a fumble. If you survive
That's true.
the hit,
Yeah,
then
I-
maybe.
I
But
could roll pretty poorly.
you could.
Sean, take 1d8 flail damage.
1d8. Do you want to roll it or me?
I'll let you roll it.
All right, let me grab my d8.
How generous.
I know.
how
Mine's
generous.
lower.
Let you
By
be
the-
a participant in your own death.
Yeah. By the by, I keep looking sideways because my webcam is there, but my stream is there because stream setup.
Mhm.
I'm not avoiding people's.
I feel it's appropriate
No.
to use the
He's-
red die here.
Here we are.
There it is.
So I'm going to let you know how much HP I have. I have 2 HP.
Okay.
And I rolled a 3.
Right.
But you have light armor. So you're down to 0. You're not dead.
That's right. You are broken. So, Sean, roll a d4.
Oh yeah, this is I gotta remember how broken works, but I'm just looking. Don't mind me.
Here we go. That is a 4.
Dead.
Hey.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, because otherwise you fall unconscious, you lose a limb, you hemorrhage. 4 is literally dead. Okay.
God, I had so many outs, and I failed every single one of them. That's fantastic. How does turn get torn apart?
The with he is a one-armed man with a stick, raging against an undead woman who looks at you with hungry eyes. She brings her flail down, and you raise your staff in a defensive posture. But a defensive posture with a staff, when you only have one hand, means nothing. You can't brace it like this. You just do this. Which means the flail breaks through the hand, breaks through the arm, breaks into the chest, and spills your body, your guts, your blood, and most importantly, your heart's blood onto the floor. And you crumple in a sickening sound as you break upon the ground, bleeding blood red across green floors. Turn is
Oh no.
there we are.
There we are.
We take the next moment for Elliot. Action.
Back at it again.
Yeah, I once again feeling the near miss that was the bite then. Even though it's my more effective attack, I change my tactic and I pull out my knife, which has got a d4 damage.
Your attack roll.
All right.
20 over 12. Strength.
Nope. 9.
Oh.
Like the German word for no. I've been denied.
Swing your... You realize the folly of biting, even though it is far better for you to attack that way. Bring out a small knife and begin trying to hack and stab, but it isn't what you prefer. It isn't what you want. You want to bite. You want to chew. You want to consume your enemy. You're a simple man. Enemy needs to be eaten. Enemy needs to be destroyed. You have to put that party. Otherwise, you might become like one of those you have destroyed momentarily with fire. It is Oda with
He
Urgish.
Urgash sees that he's switching. He's because I imagine he sees Belsum like bite, spit after his first attack, and decides to change tactics. He points at the staff that belonged once to Torn and tells Leech, "Steal it!" And he points at the staff while pulling out the sword, or still holding onto his sword, and you know what? He tries something different. Because he's still got with his free hand, he's got his lantern still attached to him and it's still lit. Knowing Torn's not going to use his anymore, he pulls his lantern off and he goes to slam the lantern into the zombie.
Okay.
I don't know what that looks like though.
Let's say it is a D4 with.
Okay, so I will first roll to hit her
Yeah.
with the lantern.
What's a
so
short
I'll make
sword
an
is
attack
D6.
roll. Short sword's only a D4.
Then let's make it a D. It'd be a D2. Sword is.
D2 with a chance of fire.
Yeah.
All right, so I will roll first to hit. He rolls a natural. Oh no, that's on a D12. Whoops.
All right.
It's an 11. It still doesn't hit. It just misses.
Just misses. It is an
Because that's an
unwieldy thing.
agility.
It is an aim. It is not made for combat. It does not have the length or speed that you need. Moves. It is now.
And he swings.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, swing, miss. Still holding on to it at least.
It is Leech's turn. Leech was.
Yeah, and Leech died because it's not particularly far away. Leech probably just scampers over to it, and much like a dog with a stick, growling, because as he's carrying it back, and he's attempting to carry this stick back at this point.
It is big for a small dog, but it is slick with blood. It is her turn. Ellie, please roll for me a d20. Difficult rank of 12. Rolling a
6.
Oof.
damage.
I bet.
I'll
Hey,
ask.
at least you're not as Zed right now.
I'll ask you for it. Have a d8 in front of you.
I sure do.
Roll your.
That's good because I've got HP of 9, and I rolled a 2.
Very good, and you have
Plus
some
armor.
armor, don't you?
Ah, true.
So you have medium armor.
Minus D4 damage. All right, so 2 and 4.
Oh, you soak the damage.
Hey,
No damage is dealt to you. The flail bounces off your armor. Ineffectual. It doesn't really bounce. It gets caught and snagged. Doesn't deal. Top of the initiative.
Yeah, so being a little bit rattled by the knife not doing anything, but then that successful defense, I've got new vigor in, but yeah, I just still launch with the knife again.
Good.
God damn it. But I roll an 8.
Roll an 8. You miss.
Oh,
Dagger goes sideways. Again,
Aha,
it
I'm feeling cocky. Whoosh.
doesn't feel like you. Like you should be fighting. Fighting is. Fighting. Hoda. Back to you.
So he's gonna go ahead and tired of trying to He's swung, he's missed with this. This time he's going to attempt to take it, and he's going to throw the lantern at the zombie queen.
Right.
Which works out a bit better because he has +2 in presence, which is what you use to throw. So he is going to go ahead and make a ranged attack, which is 1d20 +2. He rolls a 4. Well, he rolled a 2 +2. So the lantern leaves his grip and goes wide.
It hits the corner of the room and erupts smaller fire. Burn out very quickly. White light of this is dulled ever so slightly by the yellow. Leech. Act.
Leech. He didn't tell him what to do anything else in that moment. So Leech probably drops the stick and waits in his kind of haunches raised, aiming at the zombie queen. Hasn't done anything.
The zombie queen is going to shift her gaze. Does not want to attack something. Instead, focuses. She will raise her flail and, like she killed the other, brings it down on attempts to Urgosh. So please roll.
I did. I rolled a 6. I have medium armor, so I rolled that as well. But go ahead and tell me.
You take 5 damage.
Alrighty, and I soak that with 3 on my armor, so I take 2 damage, which is a third of my health. But he's not looking thrilled, but he is still alive.
Top of the initiative.
Yep. Following those 2 unsuccessful knife attempts, I just throw the knife at the floor and launch into the consequences be damned. This is my most effective weapon. Again, these are my best friends, my 30 teeth.
Perfect. Rows on rows. Dark.
All right. I'm going to get my extremely lucky D20 for this one. 15.
That
There you go.
is better. Now roll your damage.
And that is our D10. Ooh, a 9.
Oh, on damage.
Ooh.
What's the damage?
Oh,
10?
sorry, D6.
D6.
Sorry. That was the other thing. All right, D6. All right, lucky D6. 6.
6.
Eh?
Hey.
Tell me how you kill.
Oh. Yeah, so with the 2 unsuccessful knife attempts, yeah, like I said, I just throw the knife. I know my strengths, and I'm just going straight for the face on this ghosty woman.
Bite in the face, and you rip and tear away cheek and nose, mouth, chin, rend across. Your mouth opens unnaturally wide to take chunks out of her face. Blood and ichor come away, pools down the side of your down your neck, down your much as you can't help. Consume her.
Yeah, I do.
Last thing you do,
Oh
because
no.
this is not what I anticipated. Roll a normal toughness. See if you take.
10 plus 0. Yeah, 10.
That's it. No omens or anything like that. No way.
We're out of omens, and yeah, that's a regular toughness roll. You're yeah.
All right, we're gonna say that you're dog-like. So, I think that's how. drinking, eating her face, fall to the ground, and skin. You've killed her, eaten her, humming her. You see the confused, delirious, and sad sad man who you had very short conversations with, Urgish, start transforming in front of you. Like hail.
As
She slumps to the fire, slowly burning out. Dog next to you, thick, covered in blood. You like to do.
considering that this very clearly he's convulsing, he's in the midst of something not good. He doesn't know. There's no way of saving him. There's no way of doing any of that. He commands Leech to dip in fire as best he can. Like that dog's got the stick. He points at the fire in the corner, and he proceeds to, as the other one is writhing on the floor, he comes over and does his best to pretty much take the short sword and kind of coup de grace. Just going straight for the throat. He doesn't understand the rest of this. He just knows that there's a good chance if there's no head, it probably won't work.
Yeah. I'm going to say that this is incredibly simple task. Looking to stab with either strength or agility, realistic. No, it is strength.
Yeah, it's strength for this.
Strength.
We're going to go ahead and give it a try. Nope, he rolls a 4 to like try and this is incredibly simple. This should not be a problem, but he's disheartened by the sudden shift of his friend, as that friend, the closest thing he's had to a friend on this trip.
Yeah.
As he goes to try and like he hesitates for a second to stab and misses.
I'm going to give, because we are running out of time on our stream, we're coming to our natural close, I feel. Elliot, feel like Urgish was a person or a bad person?
Yeah, we bonded over our mutual love of alcohol, and I think, Belsam was always suspicious of Tjern, so I think if I had any humanity left, maybe I'd show it to Urgosh.
Okay. That means he'll get another act. Hold your action. Transform. A servant.
Yeah, I only had beef against Ghost Woman,
Yes.
and I'm still trying to understand what's happening to me. Yes,
I imagine that Urgosh is not wanting to. He's seen what this is. He's like, he's gonna try one more time to save by ending him. And if this fails, he's running for it. It's just that.
I'm going to say it's incredibly simple. You are standing over him. You've not had to run up. You've missed. Got everything in alignment. A coup de grace. Straight to the head.
Here we go. One more try. He rolls another 4. He's just not like, he's trying to steel himself. He's doing his best to, but he's still young. He doesn't. Yeah. He's fought for his life, but he's never had to just probably straight up execute somebody before. And finds himself really having a hard time to do it as Leech comes back with the flame. That's probably about where that is.
Leech is back with the flame. It is now not her turn, but his turn. He is going to, wielding teeth, bite into you. So roll, please, for defense.
Alrighty, let's see. 15.
Okay.
He does manage to survive.
All right. and now it is back into a regular 1-2 combat. Thing like that. You have missed twice a coup de grace, and the creature is beginning to. Creature, formerly your friend, stand up. Let's try and bite him.
Yeah, it's the rage virus has taken hold. He imagines that he's not going to survive well down here on his own. His life is at risk. He's not taking this anymore. And so he at this point commands Leech, run, and we just immediately take off. We leave the flaming staff of what was once Tyrion and run for his pitiful life. And the only thing he might try to grab on the way out is he does stupidly reach in and pull I forget what you call them, but a row of silk from the basket as he's just sprinting past and hoping that the carriage driver is still there.
Oh, yeah.
And what does it look like when he's on the other side of the gap, the little gap?
So the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to flip agility roll. Is a normal thing to do. It's not made more difficult. Anything troubling there? In a combat, 12 to
it's D14 because of armor. So he will see whether or not he makes the run. It's a 9. I told you, this is where it is.
The creature makes an attack again.
Roll to defend. 16. He's not fast. Lucky.
He blocks it again, but it is climbing onto it. Try and run.
He'll try one more time to try and get away. Because he's getting up. It's not a coup de grace anymore.
Nope.
So it's going to be regular stuff. He will make an agility roll. It's a friggin' actually, hold on. Okay, so it's not a fumble because it's a dirty one, but it is a 1. So he still can't seem to find his way out the friggin' door.
The monster makes an attack. Elliot, what sound does it make as it tries to attack?
Well, yeah, like I said, this in his human form was extremely asthmatic, so it's like just this really hard to listen to, like a whistling sort of. I just realized I can't produce such a noise myself, but yeah.
But like a
yeah, like just really
like
strained, like one of those throat sounds like when you hear it, it makes your eyes water. Because yeah,
beautiful. It makes an attack.
I rolled a defend and got a natural 20.
Hey!
So he gets a free attack against, which means I just get to make an attack roll.
That's right.
As he's struggling to get away. He seems to he's having the hardest time doing it. Leech at this point has probably done what he told him to do and has left.
Is booking it. Yep.
Yes, towards the exit. He rolls a 19 to hit. And it's 1 point of damage.
That is soaked by armor.
What are these rolls?
This pendulum
as
of
teeth
just
that
chunk.
instead of the hair are now the thing that
Ooh.
like mouth is growing extra long, down roughly to where the top of your chest.
Ooh, no. He's still gonna try and keep running.
It is your turn, and you can continue to try and keep running. You need to make that ability roll. At the moment, it is still normal, but for the next turn, because you're out of light, fires and oh no, they have a natural light. Okay. What did you?
Yep, they have a natural light. Turns lantern still on the ground where he left it with his pack.
Yep.
I rolled a 2. I can't, which is a straight 0 because I have a -2 to my agility.
Just can't run.
You're defending
just-
amazingly, but you're fleeing horribly.
Yeah.
I'm very defensive in my fleeing,
Yes.
to the point of which I take 1 step, defend, 1 step, defend.
You can't seem to pull yourself out of combat with this thing. Every time you try
So-
and turn your back to it, it seems to anticipate and move at you and end up having to parry, dodge, make attacks in an effort to attack. You can't flee as it continues to engage. And it makes another attack with it.
Defend again. Let's see. I hit a 12 that time, but it's a DR 14 for me because of medium armor, so I will I will have to be hit.
Right, it does. Elliot, would you be so kind as to roll some damage for me? D6.
Sure.
And that will become D8.
Oh. Rolled a 2. My armor is a medium. I rolled a 1 for that, so I will take 1 more point of damage.
Good. It is now your turn. Dog is further and
Alrighty.
further away.
At
Dog
this
is the
point,
protagonist.
the dog is now the protagonist. The dog has made the correct choice.
Yes.
And you just hear scampering as it goes away. And at this point, finding myself still stuck and unable to escape, he will attempt to fight again. He reaches down to grab the lantern and swings with his short sword. So he will go ahead and attack with the short sword. A 4. He cannot seem to do anything unless it is defensive.
Speaking of that, the attack comes in again. This time it's a 8 attack. It's damage. So the defense roll.
I got a natural 20 to defend again.
You roll another attack as you manage to beat back your opponent. You are far better
Oh.
on defense than offense. And
Nat 20 on the attack.
hey!
Nat 20
Very
on the attack,
good.
which is 2 times damage. Target armor is reduced by 1 tier.
It is currently at a
so-
normal 1 tier, so it'll be pro armor.
So 0 armor. It takes 6 damage as I finally find a moment and slice through.
Elliot, how much health did your character have?
I actually don't think I lost much, if anything.
You were at 9.
Yeah, no, I don't think
You're
I...
at 9, but I think you got
clipped
hit.
by 1 point damage, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If that. So let's say you're at 3. You got 3 hit points left.
Sure.
Great.
Okay.
I believe it's your turn now.
Now it's
was
my
a
attack,
defense
and
attack.
feeling, yeah, feeling, seeing that there's, oh wait, I might be able to do this. He re-engages and he attempts to attack again. He rolls a 9. God damn.
Okay.
Nah.
It attacks you. It makes another attack. You're emboldened by your own reading of its offense. Fun. Naturally a good striker. You're just
Natural 20 on the defense.
This is the wildest
Wow.
roll.
I will export this whole chat chain so you can see my string of rolls here because this is just wild.
this is awesome.
So he rolls to attack again.
Yeah.
It's a 17. He does 2 points of damage.
It goes through because the armor's been reduced. At 1 point of damage.
This is his, like, this is where naivety goes out the window.
Yeah.
That was the defensive attack. Let's see, can he finally land the killing blow? It's a 2. He can't.
Can't do it. He's emboldened by
So,
his own reading of his opponent, and every time he thinks he has the upper hand by reading the opponent, he goes
Oh,
for a
man.
strike, and it just doesn't hit.
This
He'll roll.
great. Amazing.
Roll the defense.
Love
I'm
it.
sorry, but roll the defense. He rolls a 12 on the defense against the DR 14, so he will take the hit this time. What is the damage?
Elliot, please roll a d8.
Gotcha. All right. Oh man. Can the camera see
Yeah,
that?
I
at
It's
all?
an
see that.
8.
That's an
That's an 8.
It's an 8. The armor reduces it by 3, which makes it a 5. He only has 3 HP and no more omens left.
Game of chess.
Here we go. I think this is close to the 3 HP.
You say that.
No. Not 3 HP left.
Oh, he had 3 HP.
So he's down to -2.
Oh.
That's
How many
it.
in the negative can you get?
No, you can't get any in the negative. You have to end on 0 or you're dead.
Elliot, please describe how the supernatural Belsum consumes and destroys Urgish.
Yeah, he's just lost that last little slither of humanity that we had before that allowed him the opportunity to get almost a free attack. It's just gone. This is a rabid Belsum. This is all of his worst traits and instincts and just dog-like mannerisms just all coming to the surface now as he just like bites several times without any care of like where he's going with it. He's just random bites, just attack, just all up and down his body. It is not gonna solve his hunger. He just knows one thing is just destroy right now. Sorry, Coda.
Oh, so very cool. That one was. Whoa.
In the last moments of this shrine of death, the former Belsum brings his patriot up onto the white marble or the white stone tablet, spits vile blood, resurrecting. One creature flanked by 2 zombies exit out of the former turn. Urgish, leave the crypt, this dark mausoleum shrine, step out, grab hold of 2 horses, carriage driver, dragging them back in as we close as we can. 2 dragging in.
Hot damn.
We've gone full circle. There was a moment.
There was a moment.
Love it.
There was a moment where and as we began with our psalm, and she shall see him grow stronger, she reveals herself, and all shall be slain. Thank you, Flash. Thank you for joining us on stream. We appreciate your support. Thank you to our lovely guests for both their support and selecting this game and playing this game. Coda and Elliot, thank you so much for joining us. We both, Sean and I, hope you had a great time.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you guys so much.
Love this game so much.
Sean,
It was.
hope you had a good time as well. Sorry.
Always. I've played MÖRK BORG several times now. Elliot and myself played it last week, in fact. So yeah, no,
I think
this
you can go
is
see the video on demand on twitch.tv/DreadedGM if you want to see me and Sean play it again.
And I think, I think that the main thing that we can say in terms of our roll to cast things. So obviously, for those of you that are watching back on VOD, this is something that we do at the end of every month, as voted on by the patrons. A different roll to caster takes the GM/storyteller's chair. So if you'd like to, if you would like to vote for the game, you can become a patron. But also, if you would like to play in a game like you have seen here, you can also jump to a higher tier and do so as well. So I'm not sure. I'll double check who's doing next month. I cannot remember. But otherwise, you can find us at Roll to Cast, ROLE, which is our podcast, or whether it's Spotify, Google, iTunes, or Apple Music, whatever, wherever good podcasts are found, that's where you'll find us. And we're currently going through season 9, which is our Die RPG. We are over 20 episodes through the season already, and it's coming to a pretty sticky point. So yeah, but we have a backlog of so much content, so much seasons, so much drama and comedy and tragedy. There's a different game for basically all your TTRPG preferences, really. So yeah, check us out, please.
Don't take our word for it. Sean and I make it, but Elliot and Coda, you're fans of it. Do you like it? Do you want more people to listen?
Absolutely. No,
Love it. Absolute blast. It's been fantastic.
yeah. No, it's incredible. And yeah, the work that you guys put in. And like, I don't think enough gets said about your production as well, because like, it is just such a good sounding podcast. It's so immersive with all the sound effects and the way it's edited as well. It's like I'm switching between the table and the world you guys are describing. It's just, yeah, it's a wonderful fucking program.
Oh,
It's
thank you.
nothing short of fantastic. Came in for the Cyberpunk, been here ever since. And it's
Hey.
just been between the production, whether it includes occasionally the odd musical number or just the sound effects that are edited in after the fact, it's been nothing short of fantastic and an absolute pleasure to listen to.
Thank you. We lured you in, and it's been a pleasure to have you both here as well. So that was awesome. Thank you for giving up a Sunday to jump in. Sunday?
Or
Absolutely.
Saturday,
Yeah.
depending on
Oh,
whether-
Saturday.
Well, Sunday for
Wherever
you,
you
Sunday or Saturday for me, and not much of an evening. It's fine. It's a wonderful
Yeah.
evening all the same, even though I died in the end.
Sorry about that.
And yeah, thank you, Chris, for running that. That was awesome. It's so much
Yeah,
fun.
truly.
Yes,
Love it.
thank you so
Great
much for
game.
running it.
Great game. Well, that wraps us up for today. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Leave a like, tell a friend, enjoy the good stuff. Check out our Patreon. Become part of our welcoming, loving. Follow us on all the social media. Unless there's anything else that we need to talk about, I think that's it. I was Chris.
I was Sean.
I was Elliot.
And I was Coda.
Ciao. See you
Nailed
later.
it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Why are you still here?